think Maniac put it best here. This is Furia's best chance to pick up a major. Let's see what type of counter-strike they get out the gates. Momentum, well, we could see straight down the guns here. 4 CTs ready to posture and pepper down. Just a lick of damage done early to csgo here. Art at the ready, the entry fragger wants to look for the opening kill on this CT side. And nade, peppering up Shush and holds him at bay for now.
He's always willing to put his life on the line, but now would not be wise, seeing as he's solo on that B bomb site. Investigating mid, Yuri calls bodies, doesn't drop any, nor himself, holds fast for a second bite of the cherry. 3 set up on this mid trap. Heroic hoping for an overextension.
Yeah, hoping that in this jarring presence that they've shown earlier, they'll pick back out. Now seems to have subsided as they crawl up mid with 3. The bomb is at the tail end of this pack, but it's a 3-man mid crossfire here.
You're messing with csgo, you're messing with Yuri. Both of the Fangs are here, ready to take a slice out of Heroic's attack. Still a smoke on Cadian. Flash as well, looks like he's lining it up now. But who will fall first? Whose eyes will fade to black? Drop, one's black, and Shush gives it to him. 1, 2 in the feed for Heroic. Yuri to respond, needs to stabilize. He's wobbly, reload, and dead. 1 back from safe, he's having a go, and it's bouncing in towards R5 bullets, and he can only get 1. Safe, the last man standing, but Heroic have weathered what was a stacked A site.
Oh, that's a nice shot right there. Site to work with here. Flash, sure. The bomb yet to be planted. Yabi planning default towards the barbecue. Stound over towards the construction. He should have this one locked.
Should, being the operative word. That moment for him to pull the trigger at least. Stound confirms the round. Heroic take that T-side pistol.
Now you ask anybody, right? Any professional Counter-Strike player, any of the broadcasters we got around here, even the fans, right? Looking into this matchup, you say, what type of Counter-Strike are we going to get today? Chaotic. But Heroic know that just as much as Furia do. And the thing is, Furia, I think they need that to work in their favor, whereas Heroic can use that against the Brazilians here. They can sit back, they can wait, they can hope for the overextension in these early stages. And try and stop them from getting that snowball started. So a force buy out from Furia now. Safe and Yuri on A, the other 3 over towards B to defend and fortify, but just some passive crowd control utility, nothing too quick as a long smoke will be deployed, and Cadian at the front of the pack with this Mac 10.
Impressive form out of Cadian, and an impressive opener. Oh, and a bit of a team kill. Bit of an oopsie. Now Yuri's being hunted. He should go down, but Yabi's been blinded too. Vision restored. Jumping Mac 10. Okay. Heroic knows something we don't about those SMGs, and now, well, there's not much hope for Furia. This second round force achieves very little. Yeah,
now just make sure you don't hand anything over. If you want to hunt for these short, that conversation can be had. But I'm sure Heroic are more than equipped to deal with a similar type situation in the follow-up round. So we'll call this the 2-0 start, and this is the TK here. So you see the ding coming through from balcony. You've got to take that type of a shot. If you got to put your teammate down, you have to. That's the only way forward in a situation like that.
No kill reward for the force.
Yeah, I suppose, right? So it's a little victories here for Heroic early.
You heard from Cadian as well, saying we don't just want to win the semi, we want to win the whole thing. You could see that in their quarterfinal. You know, they're playing with a tenacity that does look like that of the mindset many a former Grand Major champion. And now you've got to do it on hard mode.
It's no surprise. The Dust discussed the multiple different veto variations. You had Yanko and Maniac breaking down the options there. Dust 2 was the opportunity to float to that second phase. Now, we didn't see that come through here, which enabled Heroic to pick into Inferno. But curiously, Furia and Heroic have only played Inferno once throughout this tournament. And then you move further down the veto, and well, there's a conversation to have about the fact that Heroic haven't played Ancient or Nuke just yet. But Cadian again, this time into Art. It's going to drop to his adversary on the other side. And laden the top of Banana with flames. They've negated this with a smoke of their own, so they should be able to get back, and they can find that Mac 10. It's an extra boon in the back pocket for round number 3.
Down goes Art. He went a bit too far. Pushed his limits and is met by Tesses on that AK. Favored to Heroic still. csgo's just gone, wow, very brave on that retrieval. And Top Banana now flying the Heroic flag, trying to set drop up with a weapon despite the low HP. Tesses to throw down a smoke of his own. Now there is a CT response. csgo's playing with fire here. Forward position, a lovely knowledge out of Stown. He knows he can put pressure on that position through the smoke, puts him down low, 13 HP, backing it up.
Well, keep in mind here, both the in-game leaders probably calling a lot of details from the grave. They're flicking through their players, they're seeing what they're coming up against, and now channeled back towards middle. The smoke sent towards Moto, a flash for Yavi, but I don't think they'll use it top mid.
Yeah, very hard for the boys here. Safe and Yuri.
They're going into this.
There's a chance on that P250, has to be perfect, and Safe delivers. Just the one on the USP, opens up and closes is Tesses. 3 frags to the good, the rest are bleeding and running. Oh, into Tesses. Silenced by drop. I mean, it's a 2-on-2, Chad, but the numbers just don't imply any hope for Furia into our third.
Damage, sure. I think you give this one a go here. Now, oof, if you get that AK, that's a different consideration all in itself.
You might try.
Okay, so is still miles away. Look, he's just rotating back now through the speedway position, so yoink. Daylight robbery right there. Drop will find himself the AK-47. Be very happy to carry that through to the next, and it looks like Queserado's happy with the MAC-10 as well. He's got that 5.7. Sure, that's not going to be too much of a conversation in round number 4, but the incendiary might. So all things considered, a bit of pressure applied here on this lighter purchase round, and in the follow-up we will get into the guns. So a nice steady start.
I've been so impressed by Drop recently.
Especially yesterday, right? That was wild scenes to see him stepping up. 18 years of age. And it was one of the 10 youngest players in the entire event.
Can I have a confession? When I saw Drop arrive in Furia, I put him in the ZQK NIP Academy farming. He was going to come and he was going to go like Honda.
Sure, yeah.
You know, I was very quick to just tar him with that same brush, but he seems to have brought maturity with him.
He said he's the hype man, so yeah. They're going to need some of that hype here today. I'm sure they're going to be carried by the crowd, but it always helps to have it in the server. And yeah, Art will wield that MAC-10. Cadian holding on to one on the other side here, or at least purchasing in. I think the other two carried AKs out of round number 3.
So you don't get to see these rounds all too often in the sense that, yeah, no Cadian 8WP. Admittedly on Inferno, might be more rifles, but it is safe on this defensive AWP.
Just to note, we will see that a lot from Heroic here. Some of their key details, the desk highlighted it, and if you look at their map, they're really good at utility damage, flash assists, and apparently spamming through walls. As Safe is chipped on down to 28 points of health, but will stand the line. As Yuri alongside for this. Queserado is their flex player over towards Arch, who has just been smoked off. And Heroic aren't in a rush, right? I was looking back at some of their more recent matches, trying to channel up mid, go for some quicker plays towards A, but against Furia, I think they're trying to just remove any of these early round skirmishes that may fall apart and see them sink into mid rounds. Here they can wait out this utility, which they've done fantastically well. Smoke and 2 flashes remaining. A HE somewhere on the dirt. And look at this from Heroic. Everything they want and more. If they can clear out top and under control, if they can get through Art and Drop, B's theirs.
That's an if. Art would love to find one on the MAC-10. Drop, spotted out. They do get the info safely. That's beautiful movement out of Stown. And they're coming around again. Oh, Drop stands up. Good on the first, forced by the flame. Art is somehow still alive, and it's Queserado that saves them. 3 as he rounds the corner. Only 1 remains. It is Cadian. But with 20 seconds, he's got the bomb. But has he got any hope? That was the first 3 frags from Queserado, and it could very well be round defining. It looks like it is. Stunning work.
Okay, well, Cadian, he's going to hold on to this AK-47, sure, but that's fantastic rotation. They delayed long enough towards the top of Banana. Drops opening kill, assisted in that fashion. Art holding on for dear life. But Queserado has been an absolute monster here for the side of Furia. Tournament throughout, consistently delivering numbers. There's no doubt in anybody's mind that he is the best player from Brazil and making a name for potentially, well, let's see how far they can go. Major MVP could be a discussion if they make it to the finals tomorrow.
Yeah, and if he can keep up this form, I mean, he's got such a stone face. Up against the ropes, putting other teams away. Incredible mechanics. Hailing from Brazil, and he's going for early info. It takes balls to do that against Heroic. A quick jiggle mid.
They need to be careful as well. The AWP is out on the other side. And speaking of AWPs, Furia have 2. Art's equipped one here early. Now, Art, we know that he loves a bit of AWPing, right? Always flirting with it throughout this team. You had Henny, you had Junior, had plenty of names, right, who they brought on in because Art always likes to be this aggressor.
You see the setup. It hinges on Art. Sticking around in a forward position, Queserado. Oh! Art! Blocks Cadian's head clean off his shoulders. You wanted info. How's an AWP bullet between the eyes?
That is a massive shot right there. Well, now they must have a great idea that double orbs are in play. Assuming Safe has one on the other side of the server, that would be, well, a safe bet. Shushin's down, call Tessus and Yabi over for this B execute. And that's a fantastic mid-round decision here against an AWP. If they smoke CT, smoke coffins, Art is either going to have to play through the smoke or just leave drop, hang him out to dry.
Line up, they will do this by the book, as Heroic tend to do. It's their own book, but they do it by it. Counter incendiary, run boost over. This is Gangster. Shush is across. Art trying to get a forward position, and a lovely hit. It could have been lethal. Shush down on the second shot. More required. A tip at Tessa's head. It's still heavily favoring this defense, but if they could just find Art! Beauty! Poetry! 3 on the defense. Taking it in turns to feel like a superhero.
What an amazing round from Art there. That opener, beautiful stuff. That jump shot. See you later, Mr. Cadian.
Maybe, I don't know. Yuri is having a look. And nothing to come home. Okay, 2 rounds to the good though, Furia.
No, here it is. Oh, there you go. Give an inch, you'll take a mile. Massive stuff there from Art, and this is the conversation. That coffin smoke landed, a defensive one was deployed to their own. He's playing around it. This is where Art does his absolute best work.
The fan zone is occupied today in support of Furia.
This is interesting. Look where Stound's taking the AWP here. It's towards second mid. Traditionally with an AWP, you go towards Banana, you go towards that middle position and look for those long-range exchanges early. But he's taking this straight up towards middle from second mid. All right.
Who does that? I thought he was going up.
Just took an opposite attempt of going for a similar pick here. So maybe he could go overlooked. But a similar result. I thought he might have headed, towards apartment to see if he can find a pick onto Yuri or Safe, who we've seen posted within earlier rounds here. Tiny little gap there towards the cusp of that smoke on the bottom, you can see now. Not sure if Stound stayed scoped in if he could have spotted a toe or two, but the warning shots will confirm.
Something interesting. Cadian's got armor as well, so looking to play pickup if that AWP falls out of Stound. He's got a flash cock. Now Tessus is lying in wait to apply the pressure. Here it comes. Safe from the flash. Keserato overcome. A good find back. Against the odds here, Heroic, you shouldn't have as much of an imposing presence as they really do. Stound is coming to catch you on the rotate. Bait with the Glock, making space for this weapon. It is protect the president. Safe has got the flank, should have the shot, does deal with it. Art is hitting them, Safe is hitting them, and Cadian and the boys are sent packing. They tried to get cheeky with it. Furia are not laughing.
He understands playing over towards that arch side, that 3/4 long smoke there, give them the mid to B option. But 2 AWPs to deal with that. Yeah, Art was in a lot of trouble, so it is fortunate Safe was able to shoot them in the back there and take down a couple of cheeky kills. Timeout has been called from the Danes there first. So that's 3 consecutive for Furia now. Now in this conversation, it's going to be how do we deal with this double AWP setup that's currently confronting us. You know that that's in the playbook. So do you want to operate a little bit faster here? Do you want to make sure you're using that early long smoke, try and get up that mid control? But if you do head towards A, you have to deal with Yuri, the sidekick to Keserato. These are 2 absolute beasts within the server.
Honestly, for Furia, you put yourself in their shoes. Safe, Art, and Keserato in the opening 6 rounds have proven to themselves they're playing their game.
That's a very good point, right? Individual plays, it's one way to get by, but if they're stepping up and having multi-kills, it doesn't need to just be that trade game. And if you continue to stall them out when they come to your site, you don't need to worry about getting into these chaotic mid-rounds.
Well, chaos, it's going to be a word we use an awful lot of. Careful, Keserato tries to catch a timing, going to catch a bullet instead. Good punish from Heroic. Sweeping through, wow! Stound, AKV AWP, good for it. Yuri trying to tip the scales further in Furia's favor. Whole squad coming and knocking, looking to reposition. Summons Art for the cross. Smoke will be ahead of it. Good distraction, need to strike, need shots to hit, drop, and Yuri send Heroic back to spawn. Nothing from Shush. The goose egg still stands 0 in the bag. Furia 4 in consecutive fashion. One of the things they outlined, one of the things Cadian said he needs It's a strong start. We'll continue to review how strong of a start this is.
This is great from Drop here, right? He's just going for the spam through. As soon as Yuri takes contact, he understands that pressure's coming. All the bodies rotated her as well. Heroic, it was the A play, and Furia, they bit down hard. That full rotation coming through will send Heroic down to economic squalor here. Going to be some upgraded pistol, sure, and this is where Safe surging forward, taking the fight. He's ahead of this.
That is aggressive, and he's not done. Safe has opened the round. Yuri looks to close it. Heroic are getting nothing here. Other than hot lead, straight through, one back from Yabi's D. He's got that next generation crosshair placement, but is he ready for an aggressive walk? Because here comes Yuri. And down goes Yabi.
It's going to be a sobering moment for Heroic right now. Heroes one day, enemy number one the next. That contrast, you can see they weren't taunting the crowd. They're happy to be respectful of the environment they're in, but regardless, they're up against that surge of energy that is being directed to center stage.
I loved it from Matthew. You know, Heroic, they are fiery, but a fire needs oxygen, and I'm not sure how much they're going to feel they have while trying to play this video game in this environment. Double orbs are out for the CTs, a forward smoke, and now if you're against Art, I too would be looking at that with a furrowed brow. Safe blind, Tessus up, forward position, he has to fall back.
Safe heard it. He's talking an awful lot there that they could have pushed through that molly, but Tessus, he's not going to continue to push forward. Just going to spam that. Will confirm exactly what Safe was communicating to his team. There's not a whole lot of pressure, Banana, either. It was just Stown who was the caretaker. And once again, that reservoir of utility, Cadian back to pick up a couple more goodies. But look at this from Art. This is what he's known for here.
What he's waiting for in the air, just a cheeky bit of hit from Tessus. Dances the dance, baits the shot. Furia are more than happy and content to have the majority towards that first letter.
These orbs are very jarring, right? It means that you need to use a little bit more utility to take all these different points. And I like the more aggressive play towards A, but they were unable to break through because of Furia's rotations. Double nades towards the coffin position, nobody home.
Art's here though.
So's Quesarado, three-man B stack from Furia. They're reading the play well.
They know what Heroic are looking for. Art wants to be that forward position. He wants to punish, and Stown tries his luck. Immediately condemned to the Shadow Realm, and with 30 seconds, Heroic are scratching their heads. Do we go? Do we go? They don't know. Send one in. It's Yabi that catches the shot, and Safe will eliminate the lurk. Into the site, into the two of them. Smoked off, Quesarato denied. Drop though, hiding, lying in wait. Can he deny the bomb? If he hits that bomb, push the smoke, needs Drop. Who does it? 5 seconds more, he's just it. He's missed it. No plan, no problem. Heroic fall. And Drop the nerve to just sit there as his teammates getting strafed on, pushed on. He sits, he waits, he plays his win condition.
And all the details right now in Furia's favor. I said they're reading the play well, but not only that, they're continuing with this opening kill success. Art already with a couple of cheeky picks and Exist. He said he's going to keep them calm. He is the contrast to Cadian, the fiery in-game leader in the center. Well, the stoic coach who's been in an environment like this before, lifting a major trophy. He knows what it takes. And here's Art again, playing ahead of the situation, understanding that he needs to buy that buffer for his teammates here, and he bought a massive buffer because Drop, all he needs to do was line him up and knock him down, and as you mentioned, no time for that plant. Tessus scrambling, and that one's going to sting. Tessus, after time, left with 1.1k to his name, so that timeout is a big discussion point here. How are we going to function forward? The loss bonus, sure, we're in at 6 consecutive. It has to be maxed on out. So they know into the next, they will be able to buy up on everybody.
Already Art has opened up the account, just an aggressive walk down to catch Yabi, second mid. And Heroic, they're being a bit too quick about this, don't forget. This could be for the 7th. It's a conservative buy, some Desert Eagles. Tech 9, some Kevlar.
In 10 rounds, Art's already found 4 opening exchanges in his favor. So he's got a clean sheet in that regard here. First in, best dressed, still continuing that entry success is Art, and this is what you want to see from your in-game leader, surging forward, looking for more. really controlling the tempo and the pace of this game. It's something that Heroic were, well, hoping they could do, but Arts found a second within the round.
Yeah, reading the interview Safe gave ahead of this, he talked about Heroic being one of those amazingly proactive teams. When you're playing against them, especially on that CT side, they will find those gaps. They'll outline them. Well, right now, Furia are kind of giving Heroic that treatment.
And the scary factor is with Ancient as map number 2.
I can't wait.
Heroic haven't played that map thus far within the tournament. They haven't played it at all. They haven't played Nuke either. So we're going into uncharted territories for Heroic as far as this event is concerned. Smoked off, pushing through into Drop again, and he's just going to pick up another multi. 2 more kills for Drop. Cadian will get 1, but it means absolutely nothing. 7 in a row for Furia now.
Good lord. Well, Heroic are definitely doing this, this half on hard mode. They will not be able to remove guns out of Furia now. We're looking at max money for some of these boys. Yuri, $12,000 dues.
Yeah, the fact those AKs are carried through, and now they can move away from that double orb setup, because Heroic have to be scared that it can come out in any moment with the cash factor that you just pointed out. If they would like to buy it, if they would like to make it an option, it's always possible. So how is that going to change the way that Heroic approach this? Well, Cadian trying to Zywoo here. Might find a little toe and spot. There's Cadian. Arc goes down.
That's a big opener. Read the play. Safe, trying to catch them on their exit. They have to be calculated about this. They always are. It's Heroic, but not today. Safe cancels play for Shush. Grouping. Timing on this. It's very important Heroic can catch this timing. At the moment, 2 defenders. Up against 4 on the advance, and Safe advancing forward for info. Cadian's posted. Safe aware of the possibility. A line drawn in the sand by the Zoom bangers.
Look at this rotation. Everybody from Furia is back on the site. They've completely gambled. They're playing Heroic at their own game.
Who will dare cross? Oh, Safe walks into the trap. Drop is the unknown entity. And if he's brave enough, he will get out of there. Smokes are arriving. Counter from Keserato. Still a presence on the site. They've got time to do whatever they desire. Concerned about B now. Wanting to check it out. They've just sent Drop out. Leaves just 2.
The best 2. The Fangs of Furia on A right now to lock this one down.
Good Molotov. Forces the smoke out of Yuri. Sits within it. Loses half of his health. And Drop.
Right mid to B.
Oh, and no one's ready. Drop's responsible, but they heard him in library. Someone will spot him. Oh, it's perfect for the job. Cadian's on 1. He's had 3 in this round. He started it. And it seems his team will close it. He's got them locked. If you want to do anything, you've got to get through me. He knows what that frag means. Just a little drip of water in a drought of a T side.
It's crazy he gets all 3 kills in that round as well. Right, you look at this man in the center of your screen right here. The Heroic's trials and tribulations over the last few years, they're public record, right? We've all seen that it's been the us versus the world mentality time and time again. And traditionally, Cadian has been the one to shield his boys. But this is a whole different beast. There's no protecting them here. One way to get the confidence up is with plays like this. So the in-game leader, leading by example as the cliche goes.
Yeah, I really love that element of Heroic. You're right, it's public record, but so is the way they've reacted to it. And their times of strife do seem to have bound them. You know, there is an extra level of brotherhood within this competitive world that they've managed to ascend to. They've proven that, you know, it's us and them. It is us against them, and right now it certainly is a rather large them. Just, 16,000 people in an arena.
Yeah, I know that they're big on visualization, but I'm not sure how you meant to visualize this. This is obviously a different beast, and it's becoming a beast of burden for Heroic.
First time out of Furia, that's noteworthy. You get 4 30-second breaks for the coach to pipe up. Of course, your opponent's coach will be doing the same. Exist. Man of few words.
And see, now they can go back into the double orb setup. This was always a possibility, and it gets drawn back out into the play. So Art and Safe equip them yet again for round number 12 here. It's been such a difficult line of sight to get past in certain scenarios. As I mentioned, you need extra pieces of utility. You might start thinking there's ghost orbs around the server because there's so many different angles that you have to deal with here. But if Cadian can continue to find them openings, continue to lock down key quadrants of the map like this, that removes that speculation.
Let's see his flight path for this B take. Oh, I love that drop. He's actually gone forward and thrown a whole magazine into the smoke. Now, this battle for control, you can see that deep smoke should imply
They're coming through on the flash.
Flying the Furia flag, careful. Oh, gets it. Oh, another one. Another one. DJ Khaled, we don't care. We got art here. With a lovely double. And how many openings is he on now?
That's going to be 5. I think he's had 6 opening exchanges at this point. He's 5 and 1, so continuing to do what he does best. And now into the secondary AWP.
Yeah, one cannon too much. Let's go into the other. Yuri in support of Safe. Keserato housekeeping long. And Safe does tag him. Yabi limping in the apartments now.
You're probably considering a save here if you're Heroic. You don't have enough cash here to go for another buy fully into the next round of play. And there it is. They're going to call it off.
Holy moly. Holy moly. Oh. Top of the scoreboard, Chad. That's not even where he needs to be.
Yeah, and it's both AWPers towards the top, right? You've got Art on 13, Safe on 10. So these barbs of the AWPs are definitely getting it done. And I already called the save, maybe prematurely here. They've just smoked off towards CT spawn, and they are charging towards B. Art is still here.
They're giving it a go, Heroic. They push all the chips to the center of the table and say, let's have a go. Let's be seeing you. Let's be having you. Yabi, big shot. Puts Art down. Bomb is going down. Can they disrupt? They know the angle. Oh, dear. Cadian knocks and drops. Drop. Still alive, and suddenly a 3v3. They have turned the tables. Pincering in now a Furia on the prowl. Smokes and kits present. Shush, spotted, Safe, misses his first. Yuri good for the retake onto Cadian. Safe as well, and down they go! Time is on their side, and Furia will make it 8.
Don't see too many of those in Counter-Strike at the moment, do we? 3-on-3 retake on the B bomb site, but with how this one started, there it is. There shouldn't have been any chance for this. Yabi hits a clean one. They get into the site with the lost bonus square attack and the bomb going down. Any woes about a buy going forward has been completely removed. There could have been a couple of omissions, but that play helps them out going forward. So score 8-4, back into winning ways. It's not done just yet. Heroic still have on the table the possibility for an 8-7 as they will take their 3rd tactical timeout in the first half of play. Whew. Making these T rounds seem like they are worth their weight in gold, but also it's your map choice. It's your map pick. You don't want to let this one fall by. This can run away very quickly like a locomotive. And we talk about this pressure, Alex. It's just a word, right? It's creating stress in the server. That stress continues to compound. You get fatigued, and at that point, you make those mistakes.
Yeah. We're all humans at the end of the day. This is a battle of 5 humans versus 5. Their individual decision-making. The inputs they press on the keyboard and mouse. The separating factor as to who will be the one happy and the other absolutely destroyed. To be so close, a semi-final of the major, every Counter-Strike player would dream to be on that stage now. Never mind for Furia. This has been one hell of a dream, and it's living through it right now. It's not done. Safe has an opportunity to start and find an opener now. He's been smoked off on Arch side. He's called for the cavalry. 3 are rotating through, but it's just the Fangs on the side. Drop! Just walk straight through. An easy opener given to Heroic. Now it should get awkward. Yuri, yeah, kept to 1. Keserato, though, he's still on the site. You got to get through me. That's what he's feeling. Yabi's chipped him low, a fresh magazine, but he's being stared at by an AWPer. And that's all Cadian needs. A touch of his keyboard in the wrong direction, and Heroic successful into the A site, and this is where they looked ahead. Woo, finish strong.
Okay, Safe. How many more are you looking for here? A 1-on-3. He's going to give him a lurk smoke in towards the side, and he's actually changed on over to the AK. So a second smoke picked up as well, and that's going to create a bit of a wall here. More questions for Heroic.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be very interesting if he does get on that bomb. It would be Yabi that has to put bullets on it. Fake. Tug. And that's the headshot he needed. Yabi plays it well. Maneuvers to cover. Hard target. Heroic will make it 5, making a competitive half out of this.
Yeah, and I think at this point they're going to be quite comfortable with that. And they've done a good job as well with how close the last few rounds have been. A retake, the 2 rounds that they've won in the last 3. It's time to whittle down this cash within the final stages. So there still will be a buy available for Furia, but it's going to be missing a couple of bells and whistles. There's only 2 kits in play. Yuri's missing an incendiary, but otherwise, you'd consider this all in all a full buy. Save wants to take another pick down mid. He's going to keep the passive line flashed off for now, but up Banana they charge. Big nade damage to drop, and the third is beautiful.
That is the heroic specialty. Utility. Drop out of the round. Lost Serato as well. Everyone crumbles at the hands of heroic rifles. Nades or bullets, it don't matter. They know where you are. And somehow he might have actually had a chance onto a second. Tracks him through the smoke. Miraculous frag. Off to the safety of the A site.
Nice defensive Molotov there. We'll get into the AWP, and he's already been hunted. Shush is towards the top of Banana. Yavi coming back over to seal top mid. So if Art wanted to quickly pursue, there'll only be one avenue, boiler or halls, and that doesn't seem to be the case. Now, I mentioned the cash being siphoned. At this point, this AWP is worth an awful lot. So an 8-7, as mentioned, still very, very possible for the Danes here.
To bite your arm off for it after the start.
Here's Yavi, newest addition to the team. Spins on a dime, gets 2 big kills, and we've bought into this squad, right? He had big shoes to fill of refresh, and he's got, you know, not mixed results, but there's been a mixed conversation about heroic since his addition. Is it better? Well, right now, if they make it to the grand final, that's definitely the case. And if they remove this AWP, well, that's going to mean an awful lot. A bit of extra time here. The chase down, looks the wrong way, and Art does survive. Actually gets himself a lot of cash there. That means that he can drop that M4 and even get a bit of utility going into this round of play. So Art, by farming 4 in the previous, sitting a little bit prettier than his teammates. Shush has bought into a P90 here, Alex.
Sorry?
He's got a P90.
Well, I guess...
He's going to run maybe straight up Banana here.
That's one way to try and make yourself even more of an enemy. You run around with a P90 into the Serato stack. And he is just holding W. Just holding W straight into the site, up, across, and hunting. Drop panicking. Caught out now. What? Oh! How do you do 2 on the pistol? Serato defends his honor ferociously.
They're locked in. There's no way out. They have to fight forward here. Cadian and Stown.
Oh, and the Brazilians have full control. Drop doing a lot with a little just by holding on at new box. Oh, he may not forever. He's forced to fight. He has to stand. He has to go through. Oh, and he still wins the duel. Unbelievable. It's a 9-6, the scoreline. Attack start now for Furia.
I think it's pretty par for the course, right? Yeah. I know that T-sides on this map can actually drop some bombs, but I think 9-6, both teams will be quite happy with this. As an info place down, there's going to be flash forward from Shush here, but it might just be a fast B. Look at the pace on this.
Very fast.
CT smokes in. This could be a full commit.
They're going. The bomb's there, and so is the whole squad. And Cadian deleted with the dual Berettas. Nothing to report, and now into the site. Tessus might want to wait for the retake. They do not have that kit yet. Don't even know if anyone did. He had the dualies instead, so could be hard-pressed to get back in for this one, Heroic. Stown's still fannying around on A.
He showed himself bottom Banana, but by this rotation, it's going to come in. K-Sword and Art is still committed, but there's no way for Heroic to initiate this. It's bullets alone.
Drop, dancing, need 1. And that's the one. Yuri goes wide. He's taking long-range duels on the Glock. 2, good enough. Furia should have this one in the bag. It's just a question of the last click. Safe will take it. And they're up to double digits. All right.
They've exchanged pistols here, but that's a nice one from Furia in Furia fashion. Fast, direct, straight up Banana, in your face, taking those duels. Heroic played for info second mid. They got no info at all. Furia came knocking.
The save came tapping. And it's his true tradition. Heroic will be throwing aggression into this CT round. They've cobbled together whatever they could muster. Interesting to see Shush on a scout. Not sure how far that'll get him. Cadian may not be aware of Serato so far forward. He's going wide for it. Nice reaction on the util. Trying to find gaps. Any slip-ups like that? Another one for Art. 19 frags and counting, and that's another opening, Chad. He is just farming them up. Cracking open into bomb sites. And from behind, yeah, no hope for Tessus.
This is not the way you want the force buy to go. There's a lot in a round like this. It's a full investment from Heroic here. The fact that they don't even get a kill, they don't even keep it competitive, that is nightmare scenario as far as force buys go. Sure, they're going to try and save here, but let's see if Furia are going to let them. You don't want to hand these AKs over the Glil, keep that as well, but send Art, send K-Serato looking, see if you can rip away a couple of extra upgrades here going into the next round of play. It is going to mean an awful lot, and you can see Art, nothing's going to slow him down. 19 kills to the name, and well, maybe he's going to slow himself down as he pauses at CT Arch.
I mean, listen, his openings were amazing in that first half, but this is where openings can be round to
precisely, and the fact that they don't fall foul to this, right? If they exchange here and go into the force by wars, a chance for Heroic to claw back into things. If they're able to convert again into the follow-up, that's exactly what you want to start off a half. You're already seeing 12-6, you have that 6-round buffer, you only need a few more. You win the first gun round, right at that point, you're sailing. You're absolutely sailing to that finish line. So Heroic, they're going to have to stand up. They're going to have to start delivering here as a unit. And they have to be given some opportunities to do so. So that opportunity will come in the next round of play. This is still light on. Now, Shush has the scout. Ideally, you want to look for a couple of tags, see if you can pepper them up, but you'd expect more of that in the hands of Cadian here. They're not using it offensively whatsoever on this CT side. And in the previous two, there was so much pressure up Banana early. This time round, there's a change. It's 4 players creating a wall over towards second mid in the mouth of mid. K-Serato caretaking towards Banana throughout all of this and being extremely diligent as Art, making sure there's no funny little tricks and games behind those smokes. We'll flush it out. They're not taking any risks, any chances here. Heroic are hoping they do fall back into a B execute. You can see 4 bodies and just poor Yabi tasked with trying to at least do something over towards A with this Deagle in hand. This is curious. 50 seconds left. Art has top mid. They are going back to pick up the bomb. And K-Serato and Drop are exploring over towards B.
One thing they cannot afford is a slip up like this, a round like this. You've got the hard ones in the bag, but it's still threatening. You've got Scout, Kevlar,
the mid to B might save them here.
Is missing his first shot. That should be okay now. K-Serato will sweep the first under the rug from behind, as you discussed. Art delivers as well. Good tag out of Shush. K-Serato and Safe are bleeding, but we should see that bomb maneuver through. That's if the frags don't come first. Only Cadian now. He will be hard cleared. Lovely find from Yuri. Up to his 12th, and Yabi, yeah, last man standing, no hope as the bomb does go down in time.
All right, well, maybe even all 5 staying alive here. We discussed that bonus situation. Okay. This is continuing to get worse and worse for poor Heroic here, right? You go into this first gun round, you know that they're likely to hold on to a couple of these MAC 10s, which means maybe something extremely fast out the gates here from Furia to try and break Heroic. And here's the issues. Let's not beat around the bush. Let's have the honest conversation in an environment like this where it is loud, when you cannot hear as many footsteps as traditional. A faster play, a maneuver to break the back of Heroic, it may be perfect for them to pull out in an environment like this.
Because we know Counter-Strike is about not even what you say, how you say it, the speed by which you deliver it, how clear it was for us to process and react to it. And there's no doubt that does get destabilized, you know, when you've got this crowd chanting. I saw in the quarterfinal, every time they called a timeout, they were making as much noise as possible to make that coach's job as hard as possible. You know, they're pulling out every trick in the book. And what's so exciting as well is there's something to be said about the power of belief. Everyone here believes.
Hold up. Cadian's dropped the orb to Yabi here. He has a good mid spawn, but this is crazy. Yabi's going to go take a mid fight with the AWP.
Across. Oh man, you don't see this one every day.
It's interesting that Yabi, that they've given him that to go for the pick. Sure, I can understand why, but Cadian, does he want that back? Are they going to have a bit of a trade top mid? Because guess who's coming their way?
Yeah, return to Cadian's hands just in time. The smoke down, and
they're very quick on this.
Very quick. Cadian. Oh, he's caught out. Very dangerous. Yabi, however, the same. Good on the M4. Swung through, maintaining. Yuri trying to fly that flag on long. Yabi down, but Yuri delivers.
It's just Shush. They got to come through the smoke, so they want to help him. Shush is on his own here.
He's going to get Molotov down as well. He's safe in the smoke for now. We'll reposition, actually forward position to investigate. Furia Back to the drawing board in a 4-on-4.
Cadian's ahead of this rotation, but remember how low he is. 12 points of health. He's going to make it to Coffins. Tessus over towards Spawn. There's an opportunity for Furia to have a 4v2 on the B side. Tessus and Cadian have to lock this down, or this map is saying goodbye.
It's Heroic's time to voice any concerns. A missed flick, already they're through into the pool. Tessus lying in wait, locked out now. Bomb safely across on the back of Keserato. Careful, Tessus. It drops bullets on that Galil, brings him low as well. And how are they supposed to retake when you're so fragile? Furia could just sit back, relax. Heroic running out of chances.
They have to save here. They have to save. They don't have a defuse kit for any of this. They need to get the reset. They're actually going for it. They're smoking towards top banana. I don't know how they're going to have time.
No kit, no kit. Is this something you just, an oversight? Or they really believe they've got this? They're putting it all on the line. All on the line in this round 19.
Get on out of there, boys.
Come on, lads, on the retreat. Cadian will catch one. And a second on the way out the door. It does work out for Heroic. Perhaps it was all just a performance, an elaborate performance to catch some exits.
Yeah, but sure, look how far the economy's gotten away from them already. Keserato before the rebuy, 10k, drop 9, Art almost 9, 9 for safe. Yuri still has a Mac 10 in his hands. Right, he can drop that across. Art will say, give that to me, yes please. I want to stay as bouncy as possible. So it's smooth sailing for Furia here. Sure, they lost a couple of bodies, sure them some damage was done, but Heroic, that has to be the first like chop into the tree. This is going to be a long comeback. 4 consecutive now.
Pick.
Yeah, and this is the thing I mentioned, that the maps were only played once by either team in this event thus far. The double AWPs being a massive double thumbs up for Furia here on their CT side.
Definitely. Well, T-side AWP, we get to see how Safe approaches it. Now, he will be catching a lot of flack. Careful on the nades. Okay.
That's something Heroic have done well, right? This utility damage. So continuing to land the perfect nades, but in the fire and the flames. That smoke and force back now. Drop is very low.
Stone's alone on this. Locked in by the flame, still throwing cursory bullets down to...
They're stubborn on banana, aren't they?
Yeah, imitate presence. Now given up, and smokes should be available to halt them. Furia more than happy just to rejig.
It forced out a lot of utility, sure, but with them being so low, it's going to be difficult to try and get into the side. Now, Art on the Mac 10, okay. Safe on the AWP, Bogdan's Law. All right, now we can have a bit of a conversation here as they retool back mid to this rerouting, just secure a bit of map territory here. Cadian, just knowing he has to play ahead of this, will secure that nobody has taken the top mid control. It should free Tessus and Shush to rotate towards B, and I think that's exactly what the captain of Heroic is calling. You can see them relinquishing control of the A site now, back over towards B.
This is the Heroic opportunity. With 20 seconds left, time on their side. They just have to delay this attack.
This is their round.
It certainly should be. Yabi, prime position for that frag. Takes down Keserato, holds down his trigger. The drops 2. Still running out of steam. Oh! Drop doing it all for the boys. Can they get that bomb down? Tessus hunting. He's missed his chance on the orb, but still hits it as the bomb comes in. I don't believe it. Furia actually set 4-14. It all happened so fast. It all came together for the Panther, and he's out of there.
The perfect info play, the perfect stack, and drop. Coming of age on center stage, 3 massive kills to secure 14 for Furia.
18 years of age, come off it. Come on, no one missed this chance there. Cadian.
He said he was the hype man. That's going to get them fired up here. That's a round they should have never won. When you run into a stack, 4 CTs on the site, and you just knock them down one after the other. I said that was Heroic's round.
Drop, let me see this again. Stunning from the young gun. He gets 2 and you think it's still problematic, and then this shot, what a gamer. Baby sat by safe, needed that frag to get the bomb in. He's hyping the boys up. I think he might be smack talking his opponent as well, because this is their pick. And right now, Furia, hometown heroes, 14 rounds to the good.
And they're going to run over them here. This is the last timeout call from the Danes, exhausting all 4 and they've only got 6 rounds to their name. And I'm telling you, Furia right now are going to have something extremely quick out the gates. Drop and R, with still 7K to their name, are investing into Mac 10s to keep this one fast and furious.
Certainly furious. You don't need to be buying those cheap SMGs, but they have. And we've seen both Heroic and Furia add this into their arsenal. Let's see if this pace catches them off guard. Look at Art charging in, running shoes on, flashes are good. Oh, and Heroic melt at the hands of Art. Art is creativity, and creativity is Art. 3 on the SMG to put the nail in Heroic's map pick. Just a drag racer up banana.
Ah, you saw it coming from a mile away here, that uppercut. Heroic, they are shook. Yabi's still hanging around, which, if he had a kid, it's a bit of a concern. He's the only one on the site here. Everybody from Furia has already evacuated.
Yeah, Drop, fortunately, of course, trusted Drop to be the safe pair of hands. If he had evacuated too, it could have been a bit of an Orky Mo.
Yeah, that could have gone very strange.
Whew. God.
All right, well, Yabi and Shush will be able to retain their rifles here. 4 from Furia staying alive. But what a streak this has been. Remember, Heroic, they converted the pistol rounds with the following 2 to get that 3-0 star, and since then it's just been a pitter-patter of rounds, everything going in Furia's favor.
Seriously, I mean, it is that collective will. Everyone here willing this team into the deepest run they've ever seen. The song they sing, Chad, is I Believe Furia Will Be Champions. 16,000 people chanting that. I don't know about voodoo and witchcraft, but that's done something.
I know about pace. Straight into Yabi, up the guts again. He's going to get slowed down this time, so the blender of mid will deal with the aggression and locking him down one after the other. Shush had a chance, but Quesarado, he's taking them back to 2-on-2.
This shouldn't happen. Is this the one where it ends already? A 6 is all Heroic can muster on their map pick in their semi-final. Quesarado, he's a deadly warrior. Dropping his util on the walk, through the smokes, opts for the headshot angle. Has some support in Yuri, who's just arrived as the 2 Fangs look to take the final bite, the final morsel of this map. Talking it through, bomb ticking on their side. Now that smoke will make life just a little more difficult, but not for Quesarado. Catches him on the edge of it. Leaves only one time against him. Down knows this round has to be diffused. It's over. 16-6. Maybe we don't understand.
Was not. 16-6 is an absolute hiding on your map choice, and now we turn to Furia's turf. Ancient, they took down NAVI yesterday, so they're going to be feeling extremely confident here, and someone who isn't is Shush. He has been the A anchor on this map, so if they want to test him, Well, actually, they're going to be heading towards B on the pistol round here, so straight towards 4. This is going to be Biffy.
It's going to be Biffy. It's going to be a death match. Who's the first to fall? Already one down, another as well. The farming headshots here for Heroic. Art trying to back away. Keserato does go down as well with the ship, and now running out of players. It's Art and Safe running into Heroic, one after another. Now, you mentioned his name. Shush gets his name in the feed early. That could be important as well.
Yeah, and it's going to be a key factor, right, for Shush to be online here as an A-side anchor on a map like this. I think you're going to want to stack up as many rounds on the CT side as humanly possible to wash away Inferno and take us to nuke as that third here. Now, Heroic, I'm pretty sure that they watched the demo for Furia, and Furia just ran a very similar pistol, if not the same pistol as they ran against NAVI. So that's why likely we see that 4-man B stack coming out. So great reconnaissance there from Heroic coming into this. And it has to be the full eco. No plant, no kill, no extra cash. It is just going to be that 1900 loss bonus, getting everybody up to that 2K mark. Cadian continuing to lead from the front of the pack here.
Well, he knows he can win any duel he encounters on his journey, but this is so early.
Well, the Death touched on it. He's still playing his game, right? And it's maybe not that the rest of the team they aren't. And I discussed this. Cadian can't shield you from this anymore. Everybody else is going to have to step up and be countered on the Heroic side of the server. And you'd love to get a closer fare here.
Just a very thorough investigation. You can see what Cadian was up to. It means that Shush will be there as well.
Well, look how boxed in they are, right? You've got Yabi up over towards that ledge position. Cadian's actually given them a way out by pivoting here. Maybe they want to use him forward with the MP9 to try and farm some kills, get that extra cash alongside of Tessus. There is a flash for Stown to maybe send over the doors, but I think they're coming through first.
Cadian looking to farm. The whole squad is here, and it is Panther on the menu.
It's actually a lot of damage with just blocks there, so 2 kills. Going to be pretty content with that. They will walk away with the 2 M4s and the FAMAS in the hand, so those MP9s tossed to one side. But a little bit more costly considering Heroic had all the information right there. You'd like to keep that one clean. It's definitely not end of the world, but if you're Furia in a full block eco, you go, all right, we'll take those 2, and Keserato will add those to his stats. And now those AKs are coming out, so let's see what's the bomb site of Furia's affections.
Keserato is just a threat with whatever is in his hands. So the Glock, 2 frags already. Now equipped with the Kalashnikov. We'll go again. Furia looking to put themselves on the board early on this attack. Every round a step closer, and every death further. Art's been caught. Stown responsible for Cave and captures him through the smoke. There's 2 now holding in on Donut. The supportive flash is brilliant. Does deter the line. And Heroic have to toe the line with that flexible defense. You want to be getting that information, but traveling around as a pack and enabling potential trades. Now, Stown is not one of those. He's on his own here.
Yeah, he's going to drop back now, so understand the control. And the fact that he's caught Art first, we were hyping up Art for his opening kills on Inferno, but here, very slow out the gates. 3rd round to play. Door smoke is through, but they're all ahead of this. Furia aren't too worried about being boxed in.
This is a big test for Stown, and Yuri, too good. Will level the odds.
He's one of those active maneuvers. Yabi and Shush surge forward, so does Drop taking a fight. Cadian and Tessus in a bit of a retake setup right here on B.
Yeah, it's going to be looking like a post plant. Just have to cross the T's, dot their I's, and, well, blind Tessus. Quick one out of Drop, still finding impact into the early stages of map 2. Burning, but bodies dropping. Keserato again. It is not a question of if, it is a question of when. With Keserato in the server, he will hit those headshots.
It looked good for Heroic there. Like the fact that they get that opening pick, Stown gets isolated, sure, that retake setup on the side, it's enabled by Drop to get that kill on the way through. Their aggressive maneuver, it was looking good. The reactive play to what was being offered up, that's a classic Heroic maneuver. Like, it's not out of the book for them to go for exactly that. So Furia dealing with it extremely well here. And that's a T-side round early on a map like Ancient. So a big positive for the Brazilians. Cadian does retain that M4, but that's about it. They are likely to see them force by behind this. So they want to take a timeout to discuss their options here. So there's Yuri. That's a great shot from him. Drop as well, and Tessus just mauls him, and then Keserato just stands and delivers with 2 big ones, both headshots there. Doesn't feel like Furia are going to be caught off guard by too many of these reactive, proactive
Keserato's actually opted for the Mag-10 this time.
He's going to go out the guts of mid here.
Yeah, why not? Charging, looking to punish. Yabi, full blind, and now being run down, hunted, and he fights his way out of trouble.
Another opening kill here for Heroic. They have to convert one of these here.
Lesser weaponry, but now a man advantage that could have changed. Hard shot, Art reveals himself. Donut pressure. Smoke on top, denies vision, gap on that. Problems now if you do choose to commit. Furia, shush, unaccounted for. Straight through, good find on the SMG. It's Yuri back, and he's into the site.
They spotted the bomb. They know it has to be the safe play unless they drop all the way. And Cadian, he doesn't get the kill on the safe.
And now the bomb will go down. It's a deep smoke. Yabi will try and test his luck through. Close to the wall, Yuri to respond. Damn, safe, deleted. Big one, Yabi back turned and punish. Very, very promising signs from Heroic's defense now. Only drop. 18! Oh my God! He's doing the impossible for Furia. One to find, it's down. He's dancing with it, playing with his food. And now just holds on.
This is going to be close on the defuse. This is going to be awfully close on the defuse right here.
He has it?
He should have it, all good.
He has.
He's got it, he's got it, yeah! The tiniest of margins, but only just extremely close right there, but it's down. He's not messing around. Drop did a great job to make this costly for Heroic into that force buy back. The saved M4, they were able to buy their best they could, dancing around the box, 2 great kills. And all he had to do was delay a millisecond longer, and there's no way that Stown can defuse that bomb, and you can see how skittish he's getting towards the tail end there, surging to get the defuse. Look, the celebration coming through, you gotta wait for that defuse too. And they're keeping themselves alive here, Heroic. Furia with that plant can buy again. Their buy is looking a little bit tidier. A Famus and an MP9 for Tassus and Shush respectively.
Loving this.
Fast on to A.
Change of pace. Straight through for the duel. Hard one. Drop again delivers. He refuses to quit. This is not a fairy tale. This is his history, and he's writing it every round. Again, Furia fill the feed. It's safe this time to repel the invaders. Tesses watching from the sidelines. Astound gives it a shake of the stick, but hope dwindling. Utility plentiful. They throw another smoke on, and down goes Yabi. It's a clean sweep. Just one blemish on the record, courtesy of Cadian, but yeah. They'll take that.
They're hunting him as well. Yuri pushing through the smoke here. They want to see if they can remove this from play. They knew it caused some awkward signs, and he's boxed in here. Case Road is already in K of Yuri. He's got Art alongside for this, and Cadian, as he steps out, he's surely going down here. Yuri takes it all away from the Danes, and that was that A pressure. Straight in, A main, take the site, easy as you like. They weren't stressed in that environment whatsoever. And there's been a couple of wobbly moments as we had a bit of smoko vision there. That's how Yabi's death accrued, and yeah, you hate to feel it, you hate to see it. But they just strolled straight out, made that opening kill again towards that CT position. We saw Cadian have a tough time, and now again cropping up in round number 5. And Heroic will force to try and keep these force by wars on. Hot to trot, fast into mid. Defensive utility, the decapitates Yabi.
He is definitely the headhunter here in the jungle. Using everything, every trick in the book.
This round's worth 2. This round right here is worth 2 for Furia if they can convert, whereas Heroic, they're just battling to try and keep themselves that 1-round lead.
And yeah, 5-7s are great, especially on mass and in these surprise positions, but with a 4 versus 5 in front of them, Heroic feels like their days are numbered here, unless Cadian has got anything to contribute on Amiga SMG. Yuri will be diligent, as will Furia, who will take that fight first. Oh no! One is all Cadian's kept to, and that should be the start of the end for Heroic. Yeah, you can bang through those boards. It's just a 5-7. And as Chad has outlined, prioritization might be weapons, and Shush might lose his, or find himself a lovely AK. Yeah, just turns.
See if you can get everybody else out here as well. Stown and Tessus hanging around looking for a little bit more. I'm sure they'd love an upgrade as well here.
Safe passage is CT way. Away from that bomb blast.
Yeah, it feels like they've identified that here as well. Furia, they're going to rotate through, so trading opposite ends of the map here. Heroic give themselves something. Shush can drop that 5-7 or the AK across to Cadian or Yabi into the next round to play, so they can have 4 players with an upgrade. Drop will go down with the bomb. Shouldn't cost Furia too much here, but as I said, it's meant to be worth 2. Now, if Heroic can cause a few issues, kick up a bit of a fuss here. This was almost a double from Cadian. Again, you know, you've spoken about it already today. You've got to take your team out. That damage being done assisted Cadian in finding that frag. It also was a meat shield for drop there to get it across the line. And Exist, once more, trying to be that voice of reason. Keep them calm, keep them cool.
A lot of Heroic style hinges on, you know, split-second decision-making, communication, and I'm sure that does feel like it's harder to establish here.
And the individuals hitting shots. You look at this team, it's Cadian the AWPer, the in-game leader, the captain, and then everybody else is a plucky rifler. Like, Stound's the jack of all trades, right? He can do everything. You want him to AWP, deagle, rifle, he can do all of that. Whereas Tessus, Shush, and Yabi, they're all extremely solid riflers, so they need to make sure that they're hitting those shots. If they're having a difficult time doing that, well, that's step one to victory.
Yeah, and it could be absent. Mid, quick, art with pace, Furia continue to keep it dynamic.
And this is the only gap on the map right now, so if they choose to push through this top mid smoke, they're going to profit a lot of map control here.
Especially with them kicking up a fuss, drops flashing in B, all attention's drawn. They will start to investigate the flank. Okay, just distraction, sound cues, keeping Heroic with their ear pressed to the wall. Now that's the rifle, Shush is coming, and okay, lots of action. T's have broken through to middle. A smoke to imply it's all lost, all for naught. Keserato to oversee the potential walk through. Wow, quick deletion. Just as Stound braves the smoke, he's taken out.
No commitment here from Furia just yet. They park the bus over towards Donut. Art's in spawn. Keserato warding off anybody trying to make their way through that smoke again. Bit of chip damage onto Tessa, sure. Cadian trying to go around the world to find something. Has been able to find another AK-47, and Yuri will remove Yabi and should remove the pressure here. I think Cadian will want to save this. But that was the only gap, and I'm almost positive on the X-ray there. It looked like Shush was running back. So these are the little details that normally Heroic would have a great understanding of. But the fact they were so far pressed forward, they had that space. I mentioned it was the only gap at that point within the round. And if you're going to be noisy and leave that space, well, you're going to get punished. I'm not sure how much Furia heard, but they were more than ready. And Shush was the one with the AK. He didn't even get a chance to use it. So that is a massive issue. And I understand it's just this eco round with a saved weapon, but it's those little details that are going to start to add up. It's not just in the vacuum of round number 7. It's in the context of this entire series. And we saw even on Inferno, when Heroic had made the right info play. Cadian steps out, short side, AWP up, nobody home top mid, rotates his entire team towards that B bomb site, and they still lose the round to drop 3K. That can't be happening here if Heroic want to make a grand final berth.
I mean, Furia have had so many good reps on Ancient as well. You know, even in the best of ones, beating NAVI in it, best of threes. We've seen Ancient work well for Furia in the past. It's the reason they picked it. But T-Hall already solid, 4 in the bag, just 7 of play. Heroic are geared once again to the teeth.
Starting 3 mid here to try and deny any of this space that they've been taking. So top mid smoke, sure. Keserato just limps forward his smoke. That keeps them on notice. Yabi needs to be careful. Behind him here as well.
Might see Stound tested as well. As Art's just disrespected the smoke. Stound saves Heroic. And Keserato pulls us right back in. That was a very aggressive maneuver. Oh, under the smoke. Pushes smoke as well. Stound onto drop. Now he's into the site, but it's not safe, you'd think. Planting for safe side.
Keserato's so worried about, Cadian's so worried about Keserato in mid right now, but he's actually gone all the way through main. So if there is a save call from Heroic, they will fall back. 2 players on B lane, sure.
What do we do with this?
It's such a tough round to get in, and Shush is going to find himself flanked any second now. Even if he backs off, he's a dead man walking.
Oh, this is going to be really painful for Heroic. You lose a round and you lose all your guns as well. In behind, looking to tap away. It's an exposed man. It's just gone through the gap. Cadian, the last to fall. And Furia, they'll take the round and they'll take it all. Heroic, nothing saved. Not a penny brought into this next round of play.
Other than pistol rounds, what do you really have to attest to Heroic's name thus far in the series? There isn't a whole lot. It's been scattered gun rounds. Nothing is working out in their favor here, and this is not the Heroic we know and love. This is a team we affectionately call them the Fakey Boys. They're always so solid as individuals.
And they're always all on the same page. I feel like they might all be reading different books.
Yeah, I think this is that pressure we spoke about, right? That stress being applied. Well, Cadian has a hero AWP. This would be one way to make a statement. He has purchased into this by virtue of that save to AK, but he's going to have to hit some bangers.
Yeah, Chad, it might be that moment when all hope is lost. A leader to remind you what you're capable of.
If they immediately surge towards B right now, they have all the advantages in the world. Sure, they don't have cave control just yet, and they know there's Deagle on the other side, but Cadian to rotate back over is likely in a retake stance, not a forward position. Stown needs to take a risk here.
And that is risky, firing off shots. Into the wall.
Path of least resistance, straight up B ramp. The rotation's coming, sure, but they don't have any info just yet.
They're about to get a lot of it. Faceful of information as Cadian does connect on that AWP. They're hoping on and praying they can see more from Heroic. Furia the opposite as they do push through. Aren't caught, punished by Yabi. Bomb still not planted and Heroic are here. They could stumble as Cadian gets another shot straight through the smoke onto Yuri. The Dane with the only weapon in play.
They're so low, and there's no kit here. Drop in case Heroic can still win this round. The bomb, it's about 35 seconds left on it. If Heroic make this attempt, it's going to have to be soon.
Off the flash, drop safe from it. K-Serato does not have eyes on their corner. It's smoked, it's fading, but they're pushing through. Furia need a multi, Heroic deny it, and a recovered round.
Great round, that is a fantastic round.
Incredible play, look what they leave with. Just as we were talking about such a heartbreaking previous, they get themselves 3 AKs for free and a 4th round on top.
And as Cadian again with that impact, right? You see, almost goes down. He takes that initial peak, finds the kill down towards the B ramp, finds another through the smoke. So the in-game leader for Heroic stepping up again, but he had patches like that. Similar scenes over in Inferno. You'll remember with the AWP picking them over towards top banana. This is the Smoko shot from Cadian. They're great onto Yuri. Right, he's just taking pot shots, hoping they push out, and Shush didn't even know they're all dead, right? So you can see it is quite chaotic over there for Heroic, but that is a really nice round for them to win. And obviously with the reaction from the crowd, you can understand that the skunk at the garden party, that it makes a lot of sense here, but that, you have to say that could be the one to get them back into things.
Fast, Shush immediately tested and deals with it while blind. Needs help, doesn't have anyone apart from Cadian lying and potentially getting flanked. Yabi aggressive, but safe is prepared. Furia just pieced together another immediate assault onto the A side. It's the speed as well.
Bomb's not down yet. Stown can remove one, drop the bomb on the deck. He will, and back through the flames. He's safe for now.
TSS next, over, deletes K-Serato. This was supposed to be a Furia round, but these two stubborn Danes. Now safe's posted up. Tess is really limited in his options now, but that bomb not being planted does go Heroic's way.
That's a buffer right there. That smoke creates mystery for safe. He's not sure what's going on the other side. So Yuri might have to be the next to work.
Stown's working too. Given up his donut position.
You see how many unknowns. Stown's worried about a flank from B right now. You can see how diligent he's being with these corners. If he can get across while this smoke is up, he can come through the temple position, but just on the fade, you can see.
Stown's responsible. This is nice. It means Tessus can focus on what's in front of him. Now that smoke might deny. It depends how deep it is.
30 seconds now.
Oh, and Yuri sitting dark. Deleted again. Quick headshot out of Stown. And it leaves it all onto safe. No time, but he's still hitting shots. A one-on-one. Tessus forward around the smoke, looking to strike on the low HP. He's got it. Perfect from Tessus. And what a recovered round out of Heroic.
Yeah, and if it went either way right there, the conversation would have been Shush did his job. He got one and put enough time for the rotation to come in. Right, a question how he was going to be pressured over towards her, and there's been 2 rounds where they've tried to just slide on out quite quickly. One with success, one with not so much. And this was really well handled by Tessus and Stown here. Fantastic work for them not to overstep, because these are the situations where you want to get peaky, when there's all this noise, when there's all this momentum against you, you want to take a risk or two. And that's a great round to win again. So Heroic, off the back of that, well, yeah, Heroic, Cadian, AWP have been able to post 2 consecutive rounds here and are stabilizing or looking to do exactly that on their CT half. Another buy available here for Furia, but this will be the last of the cash, and then they'll have to take an eco. And you see Cadian trying to keep things pretty nonchalant, pretty casual, and he's going to have to keep that charade up for his teammates to at least have them believe.
Yeah, just eyes on the monitor. Treat it like every other game.
Stown stepping up here as well, and he's in one of the most key positions on this entire map playing Caves, right? Obviously there is a big part of that retake situation, but if he keeps going with these opening exchanges, he's going to find impact for Heroic time and time again.
Very aggressive from Tessus. He pays a heavy price just for the info, but spotting them out on pocket, it might mean down. Cursory shots, just a tickle on to drop.
There's no real util left for Furia here. So if Heroic are able to hold them at the door for now, the late round execute will comprise of a smoke, a molly, and a flash. Coming through the smoke and a timing, and there you go. Tessus, the backup for Stown, and the shot from Cadian lands.
Oh, they got the hook in the cheek there. Furia just clamping down on the bait in cave. Stown reloading, Tessus not. Through mid, past the window of Cadian. What a shot! Onto the AWP, no less, and Safe is going scavenging. Look at the speed by which he wants to retrieve. He's going for it, got it, and posted. Not ready for this, though. 2, about to peek through, try and clear it out, and he does let it go. It was a great Deagle headshot, but I'm afraid it doesn't lead to too much more.
And this is looking more like Heroic. They're understanding the situations. They're playing more as a team. It looks like communication now flowing, and more of that. Yabi will spot them pushing through, and Shush set up for great success. He has looked away, but the bomb will be denied. And it is just csgo, the last man standing to fall. And a tidy one here as now 3 straight. I think the biggest streak of rounds Heroic has had is 3, and that was from the pistol round and conversions from Inferno here. So if they can make this 4 now against what should be a very light investment of Furia, they've course corrected, because this was looking a little bit worrisome for a while, but this is much more like the team everybody at home knows and loves.
Yeah, I mean, it would be doing a disservice.
Oh, they're forced.
To Heroic, and they did.
Okay, well, it might just be... There's a couple of options here. It looks like they're going to go for an A execute. So 3 players going fast. Shush is on his lonesome. That nade deep. Oh, it's a molly. It's tickle damage, but they're still coming.
He's got to be ready. He just got to bring the fight to them. Through the smoke, but through the fire, through the brimstone. He can't get anything more. Yabi does pluck drop on the jump. Art has got the through, but he's got the bomb on his back. Risk to completely adventure through Temple. And Tessus could have your number if you try. So really, hinging on Cadian to catch this.
He's hearing this.
Timing perfect onto Safe. Furia, this force, flimsy.
Yeah, it's a curious decision right there. So they would have been hoping for a plant in this situation. Round not done yet. Back turn. csgo gives up his position, and now he's starting to whip a little bit. Yabi removes Arts down onto csgo, and they'll call that 7. The longest streak of rounds have been posted. And I really feel that the fire starter of that force by, wow, around that Cadian AWP, it's done an awful lot to get them back in things. An awful lot here. You can find the pivot moment within this half so far.
Oh, 100%.
So the win of the half should be almost assured here for Heroic, right? Now you see Furia relinquish control of the economy. Just go for a half by knowing max loss bonus into the next. There's a big conversation, is 5 enough? Well, how many do Heroic want? Get themselves up to the double digits. Stray shots through the smokes, down under pressure.
Problems! Big problems! Cadian's going to run down as well. On a light buy, Furia are looking to completely flip the script. Art goes down. It's Shush that tries to hold on to the round and has done so magnificently. Info aware of csgo with just his $700 pistol to his name, and 2 likely to peek him. His read of the play is great, and Yabi's puts him away.
They're playing off of each other so well now, Heroic, right? It's the info plays and then jiggling into each other, taking the fights. It's not necessarily buddy-buddy shoulder system of trading, which was once upon a time to go, but it's making sure they're in positions to clamp down together, and that's going to force the second time out of Furia here, who can get back into the buys. Now, it was an extremely costly round. It shouldn't have been this close, but it's great to see Cadian continuing to deliver when he's under pressure, and Shush as well. So if you're starting to sow some seeds of positivity for Heroic, these are all starting to go into that big column with a big tick.
Now, Furia have had a fair few different looks to their T side. When you're looking for, you know, what little remains on this attack, what worked the most? They've walked into A once very successfully, second time not so much.
They've had some fortunate situations with the gaps that they've been able to find, right, that just exist.
Like that mid one?
Yeah. Precisely, and that was against a lower buy, so it's going to be hard to replicate something like that now that Heroic have all the goodies they require. You could just go back into something a bit more standard, a bit more default heavy.
Yeah, well, Art, he's not too interested in a full default. Instead, he's going to go knock on mid already. Cadian laughing at him. Gets in, gets out, Flash is the perfect move from Yabi. He takes down Serato as well for good measure. Now, Safe put a lid on it. Makes a round of it, but look at Shush.
Yeah, they're settled in now.
He's definitely playing some heroic Counter-Strike now. This is exactly what we like to see.
Safe here trying to chase the tower of Shush that has been able to get past towards spawn. So Safe aware that this is a possibility. He hasn't really got to use this off. That's his second shot and his last for the round, and that is 9.
It's so funny that how through the gameplay alone you can see when players are starting to feel themselves. It's just, it's so apparent.
Yeah, it's the little details right here for Heroic that are starting to come together. And now we're going into round number 15 with Furia, a 6-row streak against them, right? The fact that this is now piled up, the pressure shifting in a different direction. Sure, they have the one map in the back pocket, but once we make it to Nuke, that's anybody's game. They lost it yesterday against NAVI.
Yeah,
that was the map
good.
they dropped.
Competitive one. Heroic exciting on Nuke as well. Will we see it? Wow, that's a lot of nade damage. Will Tessus build upon it? The answer, a resounding yes, and down established. More damage out of Tessus, one by one. They tumble into Heroic and sprayed down to a scrap of health. They've got just over 30 to work with. Not out of it though. Not out of the woods are Heroic. Nade. Oh, he gets away. 3 HP. Safe's face says it all. Serato's just going to sit idle on the side, forward position, and let Safe go and clear through cave. Looking for answers. Shush the same. Utility dry. And health stacked against them. Cadian, this cut of the noise has got him nervous. Both there. Easy as that for Shush. And a 10-round haul. In response to what was a lost first map, Heroic have come in and laid down a solid defense. We'll be changing sides. We'll see if Heroic's attack is equally as flamboyant and potent when we return. Is all they need, Chad, to take us to Nuke.
There's 2 questions right here. For Furia, is 5 enough to get them across the line in a 2-0 fashion? For Heroic, is that Cadian hero AWP the catalyst to get them back into this series and take us to Nuke? Looks like a fast mid play here. Over towards Donut, and they're actually going to take their time with this. Shush with util at the ready if required. You can see him maneuvering whatever the team needs. An info push down B lane. Hard to take the info early and molly down the position for now, or at least mollied back. A defensive smoke means boxed in towards Donut and not the Krispy Kreme kind.
They're pushing him. Oh my god, oh, that's the chance and the frag. Serato with one back and it's even trades. All day, 3 on 3. Bomb fake. Tess is not so sure. You can see there is a lot of doubt right now as to where Furia resides.
Shush isn't ready for Yuri coming around behind main here. This could be the difference maker in the frags. If Shush doesn't turn around, if he goes down, if he gets pipped at the post, Tessus and Yabi are in difficult situations. There's essentially 3 1-on-1s. Yabi, is he going to expect Drop to be creeping forward?
Oh.
And Drop hits a massive shot. Tessus gets it back and Shush wins the fight. It's all on Safe.
Safe, okay. In mid, perfect opportunity to at least be able to...
They're going B. They're going to drop back and go B here.
Is he working it out? No, still just going to sweep through the angles. He'll work it out eventually, but Tessus and Shush are taking their sweet time as well.
If they go up through red, they're taking the fight to him. Yeah, Safe's just called the site somewhat clear. Yeah. 30 seconds left.
This is weird. He's got a kit, no armor, and they're coming for the Safe route back into Safe. God, they're so nimble. And now with backs turned, he has the info, he has the jump on them. Does Shush with 30 HP. Hold his nerve on the click. Lovely find. Heroic accelerating towards map 3 with a good pistol.
And we had concerns about Shush. Take a look at the top of the tally right now. 18 kills in total, leading the team, leading the server by leaps and bloody bounds here. This was handled fantastically well after that foray, and this is where it got dicey, right? The idea to have that jaunt through Red House, a very, very risky maneuver for the Danes, but it will pay off, and they get both pistol rounds here. The recipe for success. That 5 being enough for Furia, well, you start to doubt it.
Especially on the eco. This one looks like 12 all wrapped up with a bow on it. Nice flash, doesn't catch down, and he's going to have a lot of love of frags in the round. There they come, 3 and 4, and it's all 5. Force down, farming himself up some cash. Lovely injection of confidence
I
as
think
well.
he heard me. I think he heard me say Shush was at the top of the table, because now it's down is, but you know, the padding. There's that padding right there with the ecos. He'll take him, he'll love him, he'll lick him up, and now Heroic able to knock him down. Furia, they can get the buys through, but there's 2 MAC-10s. Yabi and Cadian can accelerate with these. We spoke about Furia going for those uppercut type maneuvers on Inferno. Well, Heroic can do exactly the same. We've seen it already happen once earlier in the tournament.
Interesting. Cadian.
Very noisy.
Very noisy. Whether that's deliberate remains to be seen. It certainly does seem to be the case. Look at the way they're moving.
Yeah, well, it's easy to draw an A rotation, even if you just show a little bit of legs. So 2 players on that A site. K-Serrato and Art safe towards top red. Yuri and Drop in a relatively passive B stance right now.
So Cadian's going to deny mid-info. You see that jiggle from safe? It's going to be useless. He wants to get a nade on there strafe.
Might be too late here.
Yeah, a bit late on that one. Misjudged. Info, though, goes both ways. Cadian crawling, showing a lot of face, and lucky to have gotten away. There was Art there.
They showed A main pressure and mid pressure. So right now, this has to be respected from Furia. They've even started to clear out top cave. Everything you want and more here. This is looking like a home run for Heroic. They're covering all their bases.
And now you just got to run it home. No messing around here. Smoke out, smoke exchange. Okay, that might actually limit things.
40 seconds, still time to pivot back towards A here. Cadian trying to listen for plays. You can see him there highlighted by our ops team, listening for any rotations with that MAC-10 in hand. Feels like it has to be B now.
Yeah, Art hit wall, K-Serrato still temple. Smokes are fading, second barrage of utility in. And upon this fade, it's Shush to try and open up. It's Tessus with a headshot.
Furia.
Okay, in the corner, down goes Yuri, and round surely slipping through their fingers.
Cadian's so disconnected. He was playing for the save right here. He was waiting A this entire time. Art looks like he's coming for this K-Serrato too, and Drop, he's still in position to find fights.
But they'd have to be getting a wiggle on. No kit in sight. Yabi, wow, long range with a MAC-10, makes it look like a rifle.
Beautiful stuff here, and now Cadian, his positioning previously may have been perfect. Tasses, did he see them slink away? We're trying to cut them off at the pass here. Yabi wants to have some more damage done. Tasses will be the one to get the kill, and call that 13. This looks like stomps on your opponent's map choice. Is getting stomped out, should be K-Serrato, isolated now. He gets 2 for his troubles. Cadian finishes him off, and let's see if he... Oh, he can't. All right, the round had ended. He was going to see if he could find himself a rifle there and a blown back. He just carries through a USP. That's not ideal, but it's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
You take the round over the weapon, I believe.
Nice one out of Tessus, and he built upon that as well. Yuri, I mean, at this point, once you've got that first, you're going to be double peaked.
But did you hear the color by number Counter-Strike? A main, mid, K, XQB. Perfect. You have all the space. Furia have nothing.
Uh-oh. Art has nothing to celebrate in this one as they continue to lay down the law on the MAC-10s. No helmets in sight. And Yabi seems very well drilled on that SMG. Will take an upgrade courtesy of Art.
I don't see how this gets out of control.
Yeah, this is just a walk in the park, leisurely, strolling in to the unguarded A site. They've even got a contingency plan in Yabi. Yeah, sure, you can investigate, but unless you hard clear those boxes, Yabi should have you. Already takes down safe.
Might go down from above here. Yuri's coming.
And he will. Nice find from Yuri. Still, 3 versus 3. You've recovered a rifle. You've recovered an SMG. In fact, make it 2 AKs. So I feel finances might be making the decision for Furia here.
Yeah, sometimes you got to do it by the books. You got to listen to the accountant here, because there was that flex M4 fast down mid on Ard, and that's why they went for the reconnaissance mission. So Navi got to hold onto it momentarily, sure. Get 2 kills for his troubles. Furia, well, now down 14-5, will at least have something potent to work with into the next. Now, Art got dropped that M4 from Drop, I believe. I wonder if Drop will drop Art to Mac 10. Now, that's a lot of drops in one round, but I'm sure you followed.
Yeah, you wait till we start having players called Gun, Kill, and AK-47, and that's how we lose our mind.
Well, we're going to run out of names eventually, so could be a possibility here as poor Furia have to sit back and stomach a 30-second timeout to discuss, hey, is this even possible? We said, is 5 enough? Well, so far, it's not looking like nearly enough. That first half, it started with a smash and a bang, and it looked like Heroic would be going to D_airport quite quickly, but we're back in the game now. We're back in the series now.
Those 5 rounds from Furia were in the 8 opening rounds. It has been a long time between drinks. $11-round sprint from Heroic.
And remember, the catalyst for all of this, Cadian's hero AWP, a round they never should have won.
With smoke bangs galore, it was gorgeous. Now it seems like Heroic want more to take it to Nuke.
So many smokes used already here. Cadian has 1 available for the late round, and we're still at 1:25, so it might just have to be a pack roll mentality and try and maul them out here. Now, look at Art's position towards Donut. He's playing well, he was playing ahead of the Donut position. You can see he wants to flirt with the fight, flirt with some info. Right now, Furia are in the dark.
Yeah, completely blind, no idea. Serato will throw a couple of bullets through that smoke. Safe to do so by virtue of the silencer. Art to be Molotov'd in. Or out as he strafes out into Stown. Big opener for Heroic. Safe has to be the hero, but he can't even get his eye to the scope before Tessus takes him out. Serato down and out as well. This is too good. Heroic have done too much, and they agree. They agree. Yuri, drop out of there.
This is the simple side of Counter-Strike. When you looked at Heroic on map number 1, right, they just weren't hitting the necessary shots. When they even had the correct stacks on the bomb sites, they were just out of line. There was some whiffy moments, even early stages of Ancient, where they were taking those long-range duels over towards A. They were just missing shots that they should be hitting, and now they're hitting absolutely everything. So Heroic are back in a big way.
And you know what the most promising sign of all of this is? Not only Heroic maybe going to give us a banging 3rd map with Furia, it's Shush and Stown are clearly handling it with an environment like this.
And when we get to Nuke, they're going to be equally as important here.
Right. I mean, some of the most influential riflers on the team. Tessus as well, he's been hanging out, holding his nerve.
And look, it wasn't that Stown was a non-issue throughout the Legend stage, but he wasn't the Stown that we all know and love. He is, if you're going to pick any build in the team, meant to be the superstar, but so far in the playoffs, he's finding that form that we expect from him. Final timeout exhausted here from Furia. I think they're waving goodbye to this, and the big red button, the emergency of the double orbs being pulled back out. But this must feel good. You're keeping the crowd relatively silent here. You bounce back from the drubbing on the opening map.
Your opponent rinsed through their timeouts. They've got 5 rounds to boast.
Yeah, and this is the thing. They're the favorite here, right? They're the ones where it goes the other way. All these people have come to see you win. And you could disappoint all of these fans right here, right now, within the next hour of play.
Yeah, it goes both ways. When there's so much noise, it's the absence of it that becomes the loudest. You realize, guys, I haven't heard them in a while, and it's because this map, you've given them nothing to cheer for. Does that lead to a spiral?
The 13-round streak to close, that's impressive. That is impressive stuff.
They used to be framed as the baddie. Well, this is definitely looking like a very good map from Heroic. 1 round to go. Furia requiring a monumental feat if they want to do anything. Flames at his feet, careful, safe, down to 50. On that Molotov. Fullback AWPing, it's still a hard fight for anyone that wants to brave the Cave Avenue, and it does seem like Heroic are considering it. Yabi will be throwing out mid-util, but this is the fight. And it's Yuri that takes it. Safe combines. Heroic losing bodies. Don't have to commit, but K-Serato alone on that donut side.
Good space here for Yabi to work with.
Art may not be prepared for something so forward. Yes, the smoke is there, it implies. Oh, they're formulating a plan, but it's been disrupted. It's K-Serato that stops Shush. As that plan came through, forced away by the flame. K-Serato stubborn, and it seems so of Furia. They will not relent, they will not bow, or give you any single round for free. You will have to take it from them. And Tessus, well, doesn't get anything done.
Okay.
Well, the panic button works.
Yeah, and sure, it's a blip on the record here, but this would be quite the comeback from Furia to make this possible right now. It doesn't really feel possible. There's enough money for a heroic buy, and they're going with these cheeky plays here. I can see more MAC-10s being purchased up as we give you the highlight reel. I think that was an important kill from K-Serato to understand where the bomb was trying to transition within that mid-round. The fans are getting pumped up here, but watch them sit down quite quickly as these MAC-10s shred. Yeah,
we saw Furia use it to great success. And playtime cancelled by K-Serato.
Okay, maybe I spoke too soon. Definitely not shredding anything right now, getting shredded themselves.
I'm sure Valve loves seeing these SMG buys into the guns. Their 5D chess of having every weapon used.
Maybe trying to buy some space for Shush here. Donut smoke will land.
Okay.
I was going to say if Art tries to play ahead of it, but don't worry, safe is ahead of them. And now in towards B, Yabi's going to limp.
7th round. Acquired. It's all right, you can buy a new one when the Heroic win the next round.
Well, second time out here for the Danes.
It's a bit chunky over on the money side, isn't it? I mean, it's just it's a bit of abacus work.
Yeah, they can sort this out quite easily. Tassus can drop a gun to Shush. He's down to be able to buy himself something. Kaden even into the AWP here, so shouldn't be too many dramas. This is just such an uphill battle for Furia to take this back. Then they'd have to go to overtime. Then they'd have to convert in overtime. And you wonder the energy that you're going to use here to try and get yourself there. Is it going to be worth it come nuke? Well, let's see. Cadian posting up early with the AWP. Nobody on the cross. You can see the smoke that they've dropped gives him a little bit of a gap to deal with that deep incendiary. And they're actually going to use this to usher themselves forward.
Yeah, and I mean, they encountered an AWP once. Not to be this time. But the supportive flash leads to a great first frag. Again, K-Serato is opening up into mid. He nearly takes 2. Art now will fill the gap. They're in trouble. Heroic do recover. Nice from Cadian. Hunting down his drop. Big frag through the smoke to deny. Aggression from the defense.
Oh, spotted there. Shush almost had a key piece of real estate over towards Temple, but K-Serato has noted him, so he has to drop back here. Yabi and Shush left on polar opposite sides of the map here. The bomb is marooned in middle.
How do you dig yourself out of this one? Yuri will likely have an opportunity onto Yabi if he continues to hold this position. But they don't forget where that bomb is idle. Drop responsible for a whole lot here. Shush will Molotov drop out.
Oh, it's deep. Yeah, that's the one way. That should be it.
It should be. That's very nice. You can use that one way to stop, unless Yabi gets it first. 20 seconds. What do they do?
Back to B. They just have to beat Yuri here.
This is the shot we were talking about. Yuri, aware they're going cave side. You can play the ramp, stop the bomb, win the round. And extend play as backs are turned and bodies are dropping, trying for the plant, run on down. Save will save them from an extra bomb plant to contend with. But yeah, that's certainly another step in the right direction.
They've broken Heroic here, so that spree of rounds, I believe it was 12 consecutive to get them up to 15. Now they've been slowed. Furia putting together 3 of their own. Some light investments to keep us somewhat interested in this, but Furia not giving up hope just yet. See the B lane completely laden with flames. So many incendiaries there to make sure that there's no quick maneuver from the Danes. And there's 3 players on this site.
You've got to handle this by the book. You don't want any extra bomb plants or frags. If you were truly to forge a comeback as ridiculous as this one, this has to be handled with grace.
Yeah, precisely. Look, it's going to be difficult because as you win rounds, the loss are starting to build for Heroic as they get slammed through the smoke. Yuri finds 1, and that gives a whole lot more information. Running into Drop, who's going to take 2 more. Now it's just Cadian. It was just Cadian. All right, 1 more for the double digits.
Double orb still equipped, still effective. Ever since we've seen them whip it out, we haven't had Heroic quite yet rustle their jimmies. Art posted up in mid with Keserato in support. Yabi forward of the Flames. Conversation being had for the setup. Safe with his AWP on B. An AWP apiece. Oh, it's geeky. And it gives them that full control. They have the knowledge. The phase 1 of Cave is theirs. Yuri, 50 HP off of that nade. He will stand his ground, though. He has safe to rely upon.
See, nobody's overstepping the mark here. Very passive from Furia. Heroic are just waiting out a lot of this util. They're hoping for an overstep. It's not the same getting all the map control they were looking for, at least the presence of mind. And the bomb's starting to drop back now with 40 seconds left. Yabi's looking like he wants to sell this fake over towards the B site alongside of Stown. They can smoke left and right at the site, and there you see it deployed. It hasn't forced a rotation. Art's still here.
And he's ready for you. Oh! Whoa! Shush just better! Art is good, but Shush so much better. Back turn, Keserato got a double in middle. Completely disrupts Heroic's victorious moment. Is this still on? Cadian equipped with the AWP. Yuri going round the world. 2 to knock on Donut Door. That's Shush with that AK. And he's already found Drop. Keserato slipped the net, but he seems aware. Shush, eyes glued to the screen as he wants to take us to 3. Time's ticking. Safe is fragging. Oh, and so's Keserato. It has to be Tesses. 2 to find, and he can't quite get it. There's time, and we go again.
That was a great opportunity there for Heroic to close things down. You get the entry kill in towards the site. Keserato with that double.
It can't be understated, the impact this man is having, and he's just stone cold the whole time.
Nobody rotated towards A. He was the closest member to be able to do so, right? So you had Arc close main, you had Keserato top mid, and the other 3 were committed towards that B side because of the fake. This is the shot from Safe on Acadian. It gets traded out, but Keserato and Yuri, the Fangs of Furia, delivering right here to get to that double digits. With the plan, Heroic get themselves a little something to work with, and this might have more pace behind it.
It looks like it. Oh, look at the damage. Look what they've done to them. Yuri kept sleeping. Didn't realize Tessus had slipped through. But the nades, the flames have put Heroic in dire strait. They've recovered the AK that Shush brought through. Onto the now healthy Stown. And Drop wants answers here. Now Stown could find a big headshot. Running for another. Oh, and he gets it onto Safe. This leads us into a very kooky mid-round. Strap in. Things are about to get funky.
Yeah, this is a classic Heroic here. They tend to send one member out aggressively. That's Cadian going for space, and Tessus might go caught in the back. That's the bomb down. Cadian's fun and games is all over Red Rover.
Keserato, another impactful frag. As they're up to 11. I mean, we said it was impossible. I think there might only be 5 people that didn't believe that. And they're in the center of that stage. Heroic still. Many an opportunity. Already posted 15. It is just the elusive 16 that has passed them by 6 times. 6 opportunities, gone awry.
It's a good couple of kills, right? But again, the context has to be set. This was just a half investment to level out the cash, for the loss bonus to come through, to get the full buy now. They have a couple more opportunities of rounds like this, and if they keep planting the bomb, they'll get a whole lot more. So that's something that Heroic, you have to keep in the back of the mind. They get a lot more chances to swing for the fences in an environment like this. But that sinking feeling for the Danes, it has to be creeping in round after round after round. We just need one. Let's get this done. Let's get to nuke.
Starting to get hungry for it now. Everything you could need to post a single attacking round.
csgo's not stopping. He's actually taking a lot of A main aggression here. So this is going to give them early information right here for Furia that nobody's coming toward A whatsoever. Only 2 players on B, which is the change up from the last few.
You saw a shadow. Evades Cadian's T side orb. Pulls the smoke out at the very least.
Yeah, they're just trying to block to buy time. If the rotation is safe, has to come back. That's the conversation they're having now. They're leaving him towards Donut. It's actually Art and Drop. Like ships in the night here. Maybe an exchange of utility. And sure, she might get caught off guard by this. csgo forward.
So far forward. And csgo is ready, willing, and able. 25. Safe already in the feed. Heroic. This heavy investment is just being plucked piece by piece out of the server. Looking to recover. A nice smoke to facilitate Tessa's taking this duel, but Art's ready for you. He slips through. And forward it is Tessa. So ballsy! He does go down on it. And that was the bomb. Committed. Art takes him from the grave with the flame. And now tapped away. It's Yuri. Takes a chunk out of Cadian. Long range.
They're boxed in here. They're boxed in and there's not enough time.
Safe. Down. There shouldn't be anything more to be said. Already information flowing, but it's csgo. He's a problem. You gotta get through. csgo! What a beast. This is his round. Cadian trying to hold on to his prized possession. They're running at him. He will be cleared. Oh, okay.
Whoa. He got tickled right there.
Yeah,
he got tagged on up. Almost hunted down in the final throws of that one. And remember, I said the bomb needs to go down. They need that cash injection. Well, no, denied right here. A great shot from Tessa. Sure, he braves the flames. You mentioned the bomb. This one's good from Yabi, but they were boxed in. It's a horrible place to find yourself when there's not a lot of time on the clock. And a final moment, that is stressful.
Well, you can work with this. It's not ideal. Certainly, in contrast to the previous, Heroic's chances are lessened, but let's see if Furia can teach him another lesson. They're running into him though, but you've got to remember who lives in here.
They've got smokes available. They can smoke Donut, they can smoke CT, they can molly back site. Is that the preference right here for Heroic? That's the big question. csgo has a flash. He will not be able to extinguish. You can see that smoke that's been used to block the top of main. The question is, will this free up a rotation? Drop is starting to make an info play down B ramp. So how quick will the penny drop? Apparently, pretty damn fast. Art's here as well. The cavalry has arrived.
It took too long about it. csgo and Art then. A donut lean for the defense of A.
It's full contact. Where's the util? They're just going in dry.
They're hoping Cadian can make space. The nades will fly through. Counter molly or smoke is even better. And now the fights are taken. It's csgo again denies. 2 in the feed from the sharpest fang as Yuri is there to put the pieces in place. Last to find. All bodies dropping. Yabi gets 2, 3. Oh my goodness! God damn, that was close to ridiculous.
Run and gun with the galil from Yavi right there, but denied. The man who steps up again. It's csgo, the Colossus, being a monster right now on the stage and keeping him in it in just 2 rounds. I wasn't believing. I didn't think there was any way this one would get so close, but it's just a 2-round game until we take ourselves to overtime.
Look at him, just handling business. This dude doesn't sweat, he doesn't shake, he does not give up. 2, look at this, the 3rd on this. He even catches a tag on csgo. Let it be known, he got down to 50 HP. Yavi went for something absolutely absurd there, but we go again.
I think in this string of rounds, in the rounds of part of this comeback here, I think there's been only 1 opening kill that Heroic have been able to get. I think they've just been blanked in that regard. It doesn't look like there's a whole lot to work with here. If they can find that opening kill, that could be the catalyst to things starting to unravel here for Furia.
But from who? With what? A Tech 9? Furia digging their heels in deep. Unwilling to succumb to this Danish attack. Game plan set. Will it be match? Or will we see the full 30 rounds of regulation? Flash, oh, still hits the shot. Down goes 1, down goes 2. Hold your horses. Safe has to save him, and he's already hitting shots. Needs a 3rd. Safe, sensational. And all through the smoke, they catch him on the weapon. It's csgo hunting through. Art as well. Stown does not have the health for this, but he does have that bomb down. There is a universe where this young Dane breaks the hearts of a nation. Smoked off. What's the react? Do you go for the bang? Do you go for the walk? Art and csgo hyper aware. Another smoke on the bomb. Nothing for Stown to work with. If he could just find the diffuser, it's not to be! csgo again and again!
32 kills for csgo. He will not relent. He will not give up. Furia is still in this.
They were so close there, Chad. Safe with some heroics as well. For a moment, the Danes may have thought it was in their grasp, but Furia, they stash it again. csgo, the savior they need. As we go to a full 30, can they hold on to this rope for one final round and we go to OT? Or will Heroic, after all of this, still have enough in the tank? All it takes, as you discussed, is 1 opening kill, 1 player on this Heroic side to get the better of them. And this house of cards of hype will come tumbling down, dispatching Cadian early towards the A-lurk.
Might have to be a bit of a Heroic classic here. Find yourself in a mid-round 4A and then play the rotation. See if you can play ahead of Furia here. It feels like Cadian positioned over towards A main is there for exactly that. Again, this cave presence being felt. Safe is on the line here to make sure that he can detect any leaks. And they're just starting to rejig. Yuri backing him up. We've seen this one before.
Counter util. Shush on the corner. Safe burning down off the place of that Molotov. Has to be replaced. And no, drop, caught out on the switch. A quick trade back. It's Safe that keeps things level. He had to hit that. Permanent knock-in, that's another smoke.
Bomb's going back. It's a classic Heroic maneuver here. They're trying to fake this B site and then pivot towards A. Art has not moved from Donut. Cadian's taking space, but csgo is going to spot him.
It's csgo everywhere on this map, but not anymore. Cadian's caught the hero with his trousers around his ankles.
They're going back to B.
This is cheeky. Art slaps him in the backside and says, no, you don't.
Yuri's still here.
Tucked in the corner, Stown on the ball. Okay, Furia hitting their shots, and the impossible manifests in Rio de Janeiro. I can't believe we go to OT. It was set. It was written in carbon. This was going to nuke. But the power of the crowd willing it into existence, we see overtime.
10 straight rounds to go 15-15.
How does that not throw you off? You were on 15 forever. And the Furia just got here. They just caught you in time. Oh dear. I feel the power struggle slipping through the fingers of Heroic. They have to shake it off. Eyes on the prize. An incredible comeback, a turn of events that leaves us still in ancient overtime. $10,000, MR3, first to 4, and Furia within touching distance still of a 2-0. We thought Nuke was a certainty, Chad, but we've had a reality check that Ancient is still on.
The score was 15-5. Heroic had a 12-round streak to get them there, but Furia, with 10 consecutive of their own, level things out, and we go again. You're exposed right now, Heroic. You can't run, you can't hide. The statement needs to be made on the server.
How do you keep your hands steady after 10 opportunities slip through your fingers? Yuri already on the prowl. Forward defense of lane. Now that smoke will not last forever. They'll have to tuck in a little. Flash to their face on mid, looking for the fight, yeah, and oh, safe! He is alert, he is able to find an opening for Furia. Drop's got another head. Tessa's still there, they want to fight them. K-Serato's coming too, you will not leave with your lives. Molly for the fight, Drop plays his time, and still gets the frag. How is he playing like someone with so much experience?
That is a seasoned play right there. Almost quite literally, let yourself be flambéed to take that fight, to get that kill, to leave Yabi and Cadian scratching their heads. A 2-on-3 situation with an open runway in towards the B side, but Art's here with something to stay.
Oh, careful now, Art. He's got his teammates coming. The bomb is in. Cadian to get it down. Oh, but on the gap, a mad smoke leads to Art doing Art things in the smoke. He loves them. And Cadian's got his knife out. He is not ready. This Furia train has no brakes.
This is the safe you wanted to see. Brought into this team, 27 years of age. He's no spring chicken. This is when we're in the era of youngsters, the academy, the next generation. He's the AWPer for the team, showing that he's doing it on the biggest of stages. Yesterday with some good performances, today contributing yet again. He's trailing K-Serato, sure, but his AWP is being felt in the server right here, right now.
I feel like I've said his name the most.
And that right here is now 11 consecutive for Furia. One more, they'll tie things up with just the amount of rounds that Heroic had. And remember where that heroic spree of 12 started. Cadian with a hero AWP.
True.
Feels like a lifetime ago now, but do they need him to be the catalyst again to get them back on the board? They've forgotten what winning feels like.
It's been a long drought on this T side. Heroic literally scratching their heads. One round feels like par for the course on this 3-round attack. You want to post one of them.
The problem is for Heroic, it feels like nothing has worked. Right? These later stretches, you don't even remember early with the rounds that you got away with. There's no time to take stock, take inventory, and recall how we'll be able to manifest that magic number of 15. And this is a different look from Furia. They were playing passive over towards B throughout. Now they are taking liberties. They're extending. They're playing in the B lane, and this is a whole new onslaught of decisions that Heroic have to deal with.
You can see it's really...
Look right now, we're at minute 20, there's 4 players, all 5 players are still in spawn deciding where they want to go, how they want to finish. They've dropped out a cave smoke this late. Yuri's just going to sit in it.
What a brilliant way to counter Heroic's mid-intentions by taking early lane.
It's just a change up here that in that 2-minute break that we had where that discussion must have been at the top of the list. Let's throw something they haven't seen. Let's keep them guessing.
Oh my lord, he's even hitting his wall bang. Fury chips Antus down. Smoke towards the window. Heroic need to find some ground, and it's parking Tessus here that will be the first step in that direction.
They're reading them so well. This forward presence on B lane has now netted so many players over towards A, but hold up a second. Something's got Art moving. K-Serato and Safe are still here. So it's a 2-1-2 split as Tessus takes this mid space. Safe's a difficult individual to flush out from that line.
He's got the angle. Can he post the frag? Pulls the trigger. Cadian better. Still K-Serato into the double. Into the site is down. Bomb to be planted. Cadian posted for Art's crawl, and now that time is ticking. Gets him on the jump. Hits down Art. Cadian making the difference now. On that aggressive AWP drop, and Yuri remain, and Tessus, the contingency plan. They're not expecting this. Oh no, they certainly are now. Rips their health away from them very low. Heroic, this is their round, and they're just confirming it. Yuri hiding in the corner, but that was the elusive T round. How long did it take to get this one?
What was that? 11 straight. 11 consecutive here is no time on the clock. Yuri's going to go down with the ship here. Might want to take a couple with him. Down also. He's going to fall, and Yuri, as you can see, removed from the server short. But Cadian, opening kill and the follow-up. The AWP from the in-game leader again. This guy is not the emotional self that you traditionally see because he knows that he can't win this fight. He has to do it in the server. And that's the impact. Sure, it might feel too little too late, but they're not out of this game just yet. We tie things up 16-16, and finally, the streaks have been broken.
Presence of mind to jump to clear the corner before the peak is masterful. Last round of Furia's defense. It's been a very successful jaunt. on the CT side. Oh, and Art, talking of Jaunt, is going to walkabout. Cadian is prepared for that. Here's a second T round out of the question. There's only one way to find out.
You can see this is deliberate pacing from Heroic. You don't want to be running through the flames, the util. You also want to take some of this momentum away from Furia. Have a slower start. Allow them to sit there and stew in their own juices for the first few seconds. They were the ones just riding this high, this momentum, trying to close things out. Well, now they're scrapping to keep themselves in it again. They are on this more favorable side, and we know that they had their own struggles on the T half. So you mentioned it, a 2-1 split. That's what Furia are looking for here, but the same can be said for Heroic now. And once more, they're testing A. K-Serato, Art, Safe. They're all in touching distance of defending this site.
K-Serato's been a thorn in their side on this site, but he has Art to take contact first. Nades barraging in. It's still K-Serato, though, knocking him down. Heroic condemned. You can try the remaining two. Doogie put up a fight. One from Cadian, one from Gabby. A double into the smoke on the spray. The newest addition to Heroic demanded to do the impossible. 18 seconds. They know where you are. There's nowhere to run, but they may know. Oh my goodness. Yabi is threatening. Furia up to 17. They got their 2 defensive rounds. We swap sides and we go again. But again, K-Serato never seems to have a problem on those A commits. Yabi's been getting close to some miracles recently.
Oh, his rounds, right? They brought him into this team to be that X factor, the player that can step up in these moments, and he's been so close. Can he break through? Well, speaking of breakthrough, send out the tip of the spear. Send out the sharpest tool in the shed. The man that's been dropping almost 40 frags. He has so much space to work with here. Sure, the smokes, they shroud him for now, but remember this gap. Remember this gap from earlier in the game. They were able to pivot against Shush once. Maybe they can do it again.
Cadian attending to it. He's been spotted out as he dips through. Bates as Shush gets the first frag, and Cadian as well will oblige. Yuri gone, relinquishes control of that bomb involuntarily. And K-Serato's forward on this. And he's so scary for a head-to-head duel. Tessus tries his luck. Successful this time. Safe still the only member of Furia left to go. One missed shot, that's how it goes. Heroic, they need to match, if not do better. Can they lock out Furia?
It's going to feel rough knowing that you allowed this to go from a 15-5 scoreline all the way back into OT. Sure, but a win's a win. In a semi-final of a major, Heroic, they've been to the quarters, they've been to the semis, they have never been to a major grand final. And the same can be said for Furia on the other side, but they've already done one better. The last 2 majors for Furia, they only made the quarterfinals. They're in uncharted territory right now.
Never mind on home soil. Shush, a deep incendiary or Molotov is beaten by Yuri's rush. A second place, well placed. Extinguish. This implies pace. Cadian has to deal with it. Does put drop on the dirt. A quick one out of the Zilpa. He's racking them up. His 2 of the shots necessary. Safe on the rifle, dips away. Frag back, still limping off Furia. Very attentive defense. You can see how quick they were there to support Cadian. Things will slow down upon that smoke.
You can understand why they want to hang around and see if they can catch anybody overstepping the mark here, because they don't have anything to reinitiate this fight with. It was an all-in, and this is for 18. Cadian's done a great job to get them 2. We're into the mid-round right now with plenty of time on the clock, and Heroic are the ones answering the questions. Shush and Yabi top mid are calling this clear. Tassus is still playing passive over towards B. Stown has relinquished this A control and has joined the pack. They can surge around the map here if they want and search for any information. And
it's so smart as well. If you keep the majority of you in mid, you want to get that bomb down on A. We're very quick to react to Stown's call. It's Stown that will be that first contact.
They've sent 2 probes out here, but they might not get it first. Stown might be the first to take the fight.
Jumped off. Safe. Eliminated.
Yabi's flanked. There's no way.
Yeah, they're going to get the bomb down, but that might be all they have to celebrate. K-Serato round the smoke. Deleted. And Art having a go with 4 hunting down. Quick clear from Yabi. Heroic, first 2 out of the gates. Now, this is where things get interesting.
This is their 11th chance, Alex, to close the game. They had 10 before.
Yeah.
They bought themselves one more.
One more chance, otherwise we wipe the slate clean and we go again. A very high stakes round of Counter-Strike. Safe, equipped with nothing more than a scout.
The T-size woes are coming back to bite Furia in the arse here. This is a risky play from
Faze. They're putting it all on the line. All on the line. This map hangs in the balance as it's traded out. csgo right up two. Safe connects. Down needs it, gets it. 2 on 2. And there's still a whole round.
They're not looking. They're not looking.
No one's ready. He gets the one. Drop still somehow alive and in it where that there was potential on the flank. Tessa's rounds down. Knows where he is.
If he gets the bomb, he can run towards A.
I think he's this plan. Does manage to get away from the initial fight.
He missed the bomb.
Still okay. Tessa's already on the rotate. Maybe this is all part of his grand plan. Drop.
They're ahead of him here. They're so far ahead of him.
Heroic should have it. Nuke a single kill away. Resilient, but down. He's brilliant, and so are Heroic. Holding on in the face of adversity.
For as far as this crowd is concerned, but no matter what, at the end of tomorrow, we will have 5 new major champions. Nobody left in the tournament has lifted a major trophy before.
Yes, the new changing of the guard. New names rising to the top of Counter-Strike. And here comes Heroic with their signature bunny hop ramp take. Straight in.
Well, it's not the best of block smokes from Art here, but you've got more exactly what they wanted, Heroic. They forced that rotation down to deny information. And now back towards Yuri's domain.
Yeah, he's got the perfect weapon for the job. I mean, dual Berettas, 30 bullets of mayhem. Can he find any madness? Ooh, only one Glock bullet. Straight to the face. Drop tracking. Needs Tesses. Tesses is hitting everything. 2 into the top side. Nice snap out of save. Breaks the neck of Yabi. And it's a good one back from Stown. That bomb still not down. Cadian considering his options. They're actually dipping down the vents. Safe and K-Serato are going to be a bit behind on this. Now, K-Serato seems to have pieced it together. He's going for the ramp side with Safe. Now, Safe plant from Cadian. Will he get out, though? K-Serato, he is a menace. You give him a chance, he will take the round. Oh, wow, Cadian, long range on the Glock, on the descent, tapping away from K-Serato. 3 to find and limited time to do it. This is impossible. They're going to play with him. Look at Cadian, teasing him on the door, on Decon. And Cadian now suddenly forgets how to open it. Oh, he's teasing! Cruelty from Cadian.
Very, very well handled there. No pressure applied whatsoever to Heroic. They understood they just needed to take care of business. And that's going to be 4 out of the 5 pistol rounds thus far in the series falling in favor of the Danes. So that's a massive, massive positive.
Did I hear you correctly? 4 out of 5?
Yeah, it was only one that's, wow, Furia have been able to pick up here.
Most people call it a coin toss. Heroic up against the odds in that one.
Full eco from Furia here. They're not going to take the force by Wars.
Well, they know that they're no slouch on a Mac 10, these boys. So.
Yeah, and this one here, as you can see the ramp stack, it looks like they will just walk out onto that top side. So this might be one of those rounds where we don't see an awful lot of action here.
Good to talk about this Molotov now.
Yeah, this will clear out the top beam above Hut. Depends on which generation of Counter-Strike you're from, but you can see there as they have their flight past the bars are burning, and it is key to point out the consistent positions that CTs play, right? When you're watching the demos and you're trying to dissect, hey, where are we going to bully? You got those stack nades, you got the mollies to make their life a little bit more difficult. If you can isolate a player who likes to play a consistent position and deal with him, force him to uncomfortable territory, that's one way to get yourself a big positive.
Which comes back to the human standpoint of Counter-Strike. If you take a look at someone's demo and you see the 3 or 4 positions he likes to adopt, and then you make it really uncomfortable to be in them, you know, and then it's a question of what have you got now?
Yeah, and look, the Dust was talking about this, a map like Nuke, you can call a lot out of spawn, right? So you're going to have your set smoke wars, you're going to try and play with the gaps that get provided. Well, here comes the clash we have. Stown's going to farm up a couple. It's just all the Mac 10, so that right there is the fruits of the labor they were looking for. That's maximizing the round in favor of Heroic there with the bomb going off, the MAC-10's getting the kills, and now the gun round coming out for Furia.
Now, surely this is telegraphed, Chad. When you know they had a MAC-10s, at least 2 people filled the feed with SMGs. You know you're up against them as a CT. Surely you're anticipating something pacey.
You're anticipating it, sure, but what are you meant to do against it, right? If this is a top pop, you need to make sure you have your hut and squeaky mollies in place. But even if that's the case, they can extinguish, and they will more than happily throw their bodies on the line through the flames into the fight. They don't even have to approach the round like that. They can do a standard smoke wall and take the space and use them in close corridors. So that might be the option here, as we do see initial foray of utility. There is a smoke wall deployed towards Yard. I'm going to fly over there and see if we found ourselves with a gap or not, because that is key information. Yeah, they didn't stick the landing right there, or they didn't commit with all of the smokes. But either way, they're poised at the ready for a top explode late.
Yeah, re-smoking Squeaky. K-Serata wants to focus most of his attention on that hut push through. You can see he's very vehement about keeping hold of that part of the map. Now here comes Heroic's Exec. You've got the molly on hut, smoke on main, and it's go time. Drop to receive them. So blind. It's still in the rafters is Art. Taken out of the equation. K-Serato and drop though. Massacre 3. It's safe to finish the job. That's lovely.
Wow. Okay, that's the first gun round. Wow, that's a bonus round, but that's the first round for Furia regardless here, and that's a nice one to win. It's crazy with drop right there. He cops the flash right in the face. He knows he can't drop down because the flames are behind him. Tiptoeing on the top of the silo right here, and then profits with 2. That combination great, but up the ladder comes safe and closes things out.
It really could have got away from them there.
And it still can, because even with that round, they took a lot of casualties. Their buy still slightly broke with an MP9 and a FAMAS against Heroic, who had the bonus. They have 5 AK-47s.
Smokes are in good, but look at this. Oh, the Brazilians just bring fire into the mix. Safe, unable to really contribute as they do dip, duck, and dive into the lower side.
Oh, they're trying to catch the tail of this, but K-Serata goes 1 for 1. Safe gets a kill as well. 2-on-3 situation.
Yeah, he got the dink as well, so Cadian's really, his ears are ringing, and he's now dead. Yuri makes sure of that. Out the door, Lunting Yuri, big frag back out of Shush. Can the 1v3 manifest? A smoke and a plant, a good way to do it. And he's allowed himself safe passage off the site by virtue of the smoke, playing around it instead. Spotted him. Teammates likely screaming above you. Shush slinking away. And back to turn. Both of them. Shush! Outstanding against Furia.
Whoa. Just silenced the entire arena right there with that play. They didn't expect that one to come at all. They thought he had relinquished control. This is magnificent work from Shush here. He's continuing that fantastic form. It was great on Ancient. It was a key figure. He was missing on Inferno, but he's here to play.
What an appropriate name. What an appropriate name, because Shush did just silence Rio.
They just took that fight. Furia are obviously using this situation to their advantage with those type of biffs. And this time, Heroic are coming knocking towards ramp.
Yuri already bloodthirsty onto the first. It's still Shush. Hitting shots and more from Stown. 2 down. Cadian going to come knocking on that top side. Wants to check and have a little litmus test as to how it's feeling. It's feeling fine. It's feeling groovy because topside is there. Stan will get that bomb down. And this one, yeah, safe. K-Serato, good luck, have fun.
Yeah, this is a break round, so they have to try and retain these rifles right here. Cadian already on the hunt. This is a key component of the game to make sure that Furia can't be a threat into the next round of play. And unless Safe hits this, even if Safe hits this, it's going to be hard to hold on to your goodies. You've still got about 25 seconds of that bomb remaining here.
Oh, Cadian makes Safe think twice about holding such an aggressive line. What a drive-by.
That's a fantastic shot there. The K-Serata can still get his hands on this potentially.
You can try.
And they haven't pushed down looking for him, so he might actually get away with this.
No harm, no foul if he does.
All right, he is going to pick it up in the final moments. They didn't want to risk it just in case they were holding on to that tightest of lines, so they will retain the AWP. Now the question is, where is it going to land? Because maybe Art says, hey boys, chuck it over here, I'm going to do something crazy, something you've never seen before. Or they're going to leave it with Safe and try and buy around this. Now, they can get themselves in a massive hole here if they do full invest. It wouldn't be advised. It would not be advised at all. So they've taken it a little bit more considered.
It's still Art-esque to go for the SMG around it. He believes in Safe, and he believes in his ability to combine with him.
They don't know if they saved the AWP because nobody kept eyes on it. So
true.
That's a big question mark right here. Well, actually, not a question mark. It's not something that Heroic should be expecting.
I mean, they're heading yard, which makes perfect sense if there was no AWP in play, but at the moment, Safe otherwise engaged. Wall of smokes from Heroic. Still a strong start on this T side. Cadian, good catch. Will have another smoke to deploy. It's a forward wall. Tessa's established control onto that main roof. Down going to be the spearhead of this descent to the secret steps.
Safe's removed from the round here. Completely removed. He needs his teammates to get a couple of kills to make this one even interesting. And if they lose the site, he's probably going to save here.
Yeah, but that Art SMG, he chose to invest. Well, now he can do his utmost. Yet to frag for the leader of this Furia pack. And Stown deletes him. Out of the round, problems for Safe. He might want to get that AWP up the ladder because the rest are going to fall into place. I say that as they're coming back. Oh my God, oh my God! K-Serata gets 2 on a P250! I'm sorry? What is going on? Yabi into top site, detached from Cadian.
Who's on B right now with the bomb.
I mean, the ladder, it's not accessible with that access point.
But Yuri's down ramp, so at least he's hot on the trail, but there's so many issues here. It's essentially 2 one-on-ones, and Cadian's been spotted.
Should still be Heroics if they can just stop this walkout. Yeah, drop's gone. Yuri loses his potency. Threatening round, and it's off K-Serata, the hero of Ancient. Well over 30, closing in on 40 on map 2. And it's never been in question is the Brazilian individuals. Many have made a splash on the international stage. K-Serata is, however, the most exciting.
Yeah, look, he has the sidekick of Yuri, right? And he's been contributing fantastically as well, but you have to levy so much praise to K-Serata. It's just a massive multi-fragger. He looks phenomenal in a lot of scenarios. And yeah, this round right here, you see how it starts to unravel, right? That AWP comes down, it scares them back up. They run into K-Serata, but the thing that was the most interesting for me in that exchange was Drop almost shot a teammate, which means that they're losing track of what's going on.
Right.
So they are able to get the purchase in here. You mentioned Art on that SMG. Well, that means he has to wield yet another.
By design, but still not off the starting line. He does need to start drawing blood. 5 is a great haul from Heroic's T side already.
I think it's going to get a lot worse here.
Yeah, it feels like it. It's in the waters, isn't it?
It's just the pace of the game that Heroic are approaching this with at the moment. They're really just letting Furia sit and...
Yeah.
Okay, that's the boost. We've seen that plenty of times before. Maybe Yuri heard the scope.
Yeah, but he's got to get past Yabi first. A great opening from the new addition. Goes wide, forced away. Safe has to play the long game.
It might just be a save.
I mean, it has to be if you don't get anything on your lobby crawl.
You've got one player down towards the lower deck, but it's Art with the SMG. And sure, if he can get you a kill or 2, it makes it somewhat enticing, but then you find yourself in a 3-on-3 here. He needs more than that, and he's pushing for exactly that.
He's taking a gamble on the door. Back turn to the other access point. Good timing on this. They're not ready. Could be 2, only 1. But Stown clears out Safe. That was one of the rifles remaining. And, oh, lobby held, drop, lets it go. And Stown's more than happy to take the duel. Head to head, come to me, let's go.
And it's perfect understanding of the situation. Heroic do not commit to the lower site when there's so many unknowns. They know that they have a player in top A, they come on the ladder, they plant the bomb, and here's that save that we discussed. So 6-1 in favor of the Danes here. It's difficult again because of the massive spree that Furia were able to construct to come back and take us to overtime of Ancient. But I think right now, you have to talk about the elephant in the room is the fact that Furia are on the CT side, right? This is the easier of the two. So if there was any hope that the fans had for them to bring things back, they need to start whirring into action now, and it's already feeling way too late. I know that we're only 7 rounds into this game.
Yeah, but with 6 under Heroic's belt, I mean, you'd be setting the marker at the rest. I mean, Furia do have to tighten their laces, button up their shirt, and play flawless Counter-Strike from here on out. And it's not pretty in the finance department either. One of the accountants just quit. Not happy. Jeunesse Arena trying to will their boys into action, but Heroic undaunted, unfazed.
They've gone with something which resembles a buy. Art's invested, Yuri and Safe haven't. Drop MK Serato with residual cash. So 4 of the 5 combined next round. Art, he really needs to reconsider this if he doesn't find impact with these type of buys.
Desperate to. But is it for the right reasons that he once again puts himself in harm's way? Down may, of course, a glimpse of him and a nice dink into the smokes. Down, unconfirmed damage dealt his way.
It needs to be a fire starter round. We spoke about what Cadian's impact was over there on Ancient in several rounds where they needed him to step up. This is what Art does, well, I want to say best. It's definitely where he can find some traction, but if they end this half in a massive hole and he's been purchasing out of pattern, he's that matchmaking teammate that nobody wants.
Yeah, it only makes sense if it works. And Art working overtime to get out of dodge. He got spotted, does turn tail immediately. Such a sketchy buy for Furia, and Heroic certainly in full control, my friend, as White Ra once said. And Heroic are diligent. They're not going to give you this multi-kill you're hoping for. He's begging for help. He's managed to get himself up onto the rafters. Yuri to tend to the option. To the vulnerability of Decon Door. Art responsible for double, but they can find him if just over the edge. Yeah, Tessus. Good flight path and clear. Art down. Furious hopes hanging in the balance. This could be another T round, and it should be, really. Cadian makes it so. 2 quick headshots. Yuri and K-Serato just booked. Look at that one, back turned. No hope in the round. K-Serato trying to hold on to what he can.
I don't want to rub salt in the wound here, but we have to talk about the numbers. That's what this comes down to, and this is the duality of Art on Inferno. As far as opening duels were concerned, he went 7-3, right? 7 successful, 3 unsuccessful. You move into Ancient. I know it was a close game. I know it was an exciting affair. He had 1 successful opening duel, 10 that went against him. Whoa. And now here, within the early stages, the first 8 rounds of Nuke, the third a deciding map, as K-Serato might lose it all. Get the gun out, Tessus. You might have had a chance right there. But to get us back on track, Art is currently 0-5 in opening exchanges. So you put the combination of Ancient now with here on Nuke. He's 1 for 15 in the last 2 maps so far.
It's the sword he lives and dies by. There's attempts at aggression, you know, there's a volatility to that just innately. And yeah, Tessus was trying his luck, trying to bait the shot. K-Serato too good. Keeps hold of the AWP, and it's in the hands of Safe. Heroic flow state for them. As I say that, they whiff the smoke and lose a player. K-Serato's the one to open Furia's defensive account. We need a whole lot more of that. Heroic immediately, knee-jerk reaction is
they're trying to create some openings. Yeah, that one right there is going to land in front of Squeaky Door. So unless Cadian might want to follow through with this, but they're trying to manufacture an opening of their own, right? They want to deny some vision on this top site, so they have to question the fact that maybe somebody has been able to drop down the vent. Now, there hasn't been the follow-through just yet. Furia are doing their best to ward them off of this position for as long as they can. But with the combination of that smoke that you've just seen go through the windows and the top half molly, unless you play ahead of this, exactly like this, it's impossible to deny. So, mystery solved for Furia now. Or at least I thought so. Yeah, K-Serato immediately dipped back, so I think in the gray screen he get a little bit sketched out. So that is a problem. But remember, to go into that lower site, you need to open a door, which is audible, or break a window.
That's why Nuke is one of the favorites. Many a Counter-Strike player are onto Cadian. And more aggression. K-Serato brings the fight to Stown, straight through. Art getting a couple of kills now. Shush would love a plant.
He might get it here.
Safe. Safe. The Furia's second on our third map of this semi-final. It's certainly been a spectacle. Heroic trying to hand them a dose of reality on this T side. 7 already in the bank, as we discussed. That second half is going to be an uphill climb regardless. But you want to have at least your climbing shoes and a little bit of rope. You know, they need to find something on this CT side, otherwise it's going to be a one-way run for Heroic to meet outsiders in that final.
We've already seen what they've done with a little bit of momentum, right? So the fact that they were able to string together a slew of 11 rounds of their own back on Ancient. I know Heroic got 12, but regardless, both teams are able to mount these massive walls. If you're able to do so right now and get themselves back into this half, you close it out 8-7, right? You understand it's not the best of halves you could have boasted, but it's the best recovery you possibly could have had from where you found yourself. They might still be believing in this. I'm going to see them fighting tooth and nail towards the very, very end of this semi-final. We're back into play, round number 10. Orbs on both sides of the server. Art, we've got a couple of kills in the previous. He's now up to 3. Yeah, it was a multi-kill, right? So, and that's another thing that we need to monitor. Do those 2 kills where he found some good timing windows start to make him feel a bit more enamored, wanting to take those type of duels, those type of fights, those type of risks that they need him to be able to get away with here.
Down's got his intentions laid clear. Using that smoke to slink down the stairs in the perfect gap between the incendiaries. You can see he takes 0 damage.
It's not an unknown. They have to consider it. And traditionally in these situations, you'd find yourself pushing lobby for information, where Queserado now resides in Hut. How far does he push the issue?
It's all about his perception and his timing. Now, Safe will likely be calling for help. We know Heroic like to boost the AWP here, and it's likely coming through. Safe. Oh! Deleted again, Cadian. On the money. Just like that, ramp is open for business, and so is the round. It's up to drop. The only one on this low site. It's the 18-year-old who's staring at a smoke. What's he supposed to do? Down the vents. Not ready. Art, lackadaisical. Straight down the vents into the loving embrace of Stown. Back turned again. Down, the assassin. Just sneaking up behind you. 2 already from him.
Cleaned house. The other 2 didn't even come looking. Queserado and Yuri didn't want a bite of a round like that. You can see where they roost up on the tippy top of Nuke right now. And all 5 staying alive for Heroic to likely secure this 8th round. The bomb, yeah, not too far away here. And that looked way too simple. That was some great Counter-Strike to get the map control on Nuke that you wanted, that secret space. You do the boost that you've already seen once or twice out of Heroic thus far with the AWP in the hands of Cadian. And you have to continuously bring Cadian up in this conversation, right? He's back in maybe some of the best form that we've ever seen from the in-game leader of this team. Right? The fact that he's able to contribute like this, he is a primary AWPer. Remove the fact he's the in-game leader. That's not an excuse that goes to James, so why would it go to Cadian? And now he's showing up and delivering exactly how they need him to.
And what's so special as well for Cadian is how often he was trying. He's been chasing this dream for years. And to be on the semi-final stage, to be within touching distance of the grand final stage with an organization and team that supports him, it's been a long time coming, a long road to get here. Stown playing dirty games around that deep smoke. Gets himself down the secret stairs, but Heroic's T-side is just looking so well attuned to their opponent. Safe wasn't even ready for their signature boost. And they're trying their luck on this. Now, Yuri's given up the space. He'll tuck in. He doesn't have any immediate support, so this duel is everything. A big one from Yuri, quickly silenced by Shush appropriately. Now, Art already reacts to that by taking that lobby space.
They haven't addressed B. No one's dropped down. Right? There's so many issues here, and they're going to get worse. Cadian strikes. This is starting to sour right now for Furia, for all the Brazilians here who are hoping to will them forward. Maybe run out of that willpower as Well, they're on B, and it has to be another one of these rounds where they go for a save. I mean, there's nobody here to respond to it. Like, what are you meant to do? How you know, we can't even see a situation where there's a position where the Furia players can find a fight. They have to search for them.
It's brutal.
Mentioned Cadian, right? I just wanted to draw back to this. You said that he's been doing this for so long. Here's a little personal anecdote. I lost to Cadian at the very first major BYOC DreamHack Winter 2013 in Jönköping. Yeah. His team Zapso beat us, knocked us out on this very map. We couldn't even make it to the major, and then Cadian went on to play in the very first major. I think he would have been 17 or 18 years of age back then, 27 years of age now, and it's a completely different looking kid. Well, he's no longer a kid, is he? He's the man of Heroic. He's the leader of this team.
Yeah, through trials, tribulations, and failures, Heroic, the cream rising to the top. And they've got their stage experience now. You know, they've got their stage legs. And that's a Furia timeout.
Seems late, doesn't it? It seems very, very late, the fact that we're already 11 rounds into this game. There's dismay on the face here, and they've taken the timeout when they're in this hole of 7 rounds. It already feels too little, too late. How are you meant to claw your way back into this? You keep saving, you keep having guns, but you can't find yourself in the right position. And traditionally in this situation, what would you do? Well, you'd want to take a more aggressive stance. But the way that Heroic have been approaching this in a lot of situations is they're just doing a bit of a slower crawl. Right? They're throwing out some early util. They're seeing how you react. Then they've got some more mid-round decisions that come their way. And they don't seem flustered at all. At all. Heroic are on top of things right now. They got their finger on the pulse. And they're looking for that next step. Quarterfinals, semifinals.
Sky is the limit. Heroic looking for a 10th T round. These boys do not give up. They will not let up the pace unless, of course, it's involuntary. Keserato dropped with a double, sprays down the hut push. And finally, Furia find a remedy to this chaos.
Unless Cadian wins a 1-on-5 with the AWP, he has the bomb, he can confirm the plan. That's a little bit of extra money coming his way, but this would be absolutely insane.
I'd propose to him on the spot. There is an entire team barreling towards Casper, Cadian, Muller. And it's the first bullet out of safe Sorb that will secure the third. Now, as discussed, already a very damning scoreline. Furia are just looking to muster up, even if it is just individuals waking up for that second half. But you see how it came through.
And it was the opposite of what I predicted. I thought that Heroic would continue by the book. I think they were hoping to catch Furia off guard, going for one of those aggressive plays. So the fact that at a minute 40 on the clock there, when you see those kills coming in from drop on that top rafter, that's Heroic deciding to take the fight and that pace. That plant's great. The buy, I don't think it was too much in question anyway. And if they can immediately reset, it will deny Furia from any consecutive rounds so far on this CT Hall.
Forward position out of safe, and the elbow punished right to the funny bone. Tessa's not laughing. Saves position noted, Shush cautious of aggression. Cadian still on that T-side AWP, will lose its potency once yard is clear. Still not burrowed in deep is Yuri Warehouse. Coming in from under. Ooh. Down may have heard that. Yeah, Nade will confirm his suspicions, and that will get Cadian now just breathing down that potential.
Even the fact that Art just shows himself there might change the call from Heroic here. Just knowing that there's a player that close to Secret willing to take those type of fights. Is he just around the corner? How deep is he in this site? Well, he's completely rotated back in towards top.
Big frag from Yuri, delivers on Down. More lining up for him, gets 2 of the 3. Heroic. Very limited options into round 13. Cadian's trying his luck. Safe, however, is sharp as attack. On his checks, it's going to be coming down to timing. They will flash through. Cadian goes looking. Safe into the site. Going to have to be responsible for Heaven. One-way drop by Cadian. He's got his util lined out, but he hasn't got a single teammate to celebrate. And yeah, gives it up, backs away. Furia will take that one any day of the week. Safe again, a contributing factor. It was Yuri's double outside. 3 becomes 4.
And consecutive rounds. So at least something for them to get excited about here, as a timeout will be called from Heroic, their second. Now, when you're in this situation, you do not want to get complacent. You do not want to let your foot off the gas. You had a chance to have a mammoth haul on this T side, and, well, still, it's a mountain that you've been able to erect here. You could still make it an 11-4 on the T side. That is something that I don't think even Furia could come back from.
Yeah, 11-4 would be damning. These next 2 rounds really do hold a lot of weight in terms of Furia putting up a fight on your 3rd map, on your last chance. Got to get out of your head and get into the game. 9-6, functional. Not going to be easy given how potent Heroic have been. And so it begins. T-side ult this time, looking for Safe. Safe. Oh, lucky to be alive as the Cadian flick whistles past his eardrum.
Look at this, they're going straight towards Yard here, knowing where their WP was. The smoke wall immediately erected. They're going to make this one quite quick and across, but aren't over the top. He's seen something and gets the kill onto Tassus.
More opportunity. Can't believe he's gotten away with that. Changing the guard, though, on that one. Stown just slipped straight past him. Safe, silent on the descent. They are heading secret. We need to address this, and that is the AWP's job. Drop to contain. Stop the vent drop. Keep Safe safe. As they do perfectly. Flash him. Absolutely perfect. Cadian. Oh, and another from Stown. Heroic are taking this round and riding it into a 10th. They can go up. They know. Say the coast is clear. Furia just getting bullied at this point. Everything you try.
Might have a timing here.
Small opportunity. With Cadian down, the bomb is 2. Shush, though. Adjusts. Leaves Yuri in the low site here and all the action up top. He knows his options very limited. He'll have to walk all the way up and around. Yabi still hesitant to plant.
Short-lived celebrations here, and the question is, does Yuri want to give this one a go? You take a look at the finances available for what will be the final round of play. Round number 15 coming up next, and he actually may as well. The only thing he can't buy himself next round is AK. But they can't buy themselves another round going into the second half either. So give it a go. See if you can get this 5th and see if you can pull off something phenomenal.
It would start with a quick, clean headshot. Heroic not going to be giving him anything. Oh, other than a bullet straight into the dome. Stown punishes. And that 10th round, that damning 10th T round on Nuke is under their belt. That's not going anywhere, and neither are Heroic. Set for success, rolling out that red carpet.
Oh, well, speaking of success, something that has assisted Furia in a couple of key rounds here has been double AWPs. So that's been brought out once more. Safe and Art wielding those bad boys, as you would expect. That nade, a big chunk of damage onto Stown, but does have the space, and, well, Safe, if he's not looking, he's a dead man walking.
He's not aware Stown could find him. AWP to bait. Stown. What? Stown doesn't clear it. Safe right behind him. He has no idea. Safe doesn't either. Works it out ahead of the AWPer. And a big frag to post. Furia spiraling. Queserato recovering some ground. Just to find their way back into lobby. They know there's potential. But it could be Yuri once again. The man of the hour, Queserato. Both the fangs are here, and only one from Queserato. It's Yuri's turn, and Yabi denies. What a shot! He makes it a double.
You gotta hit those, and back up the ladder they go. Straight in towards the A site here, circumventing any danger whatsoever. That bomb will go down. They can fortify this A site.
No hope here. I say that as drop. Does find Shush. Art needs to get out. And he's aware of the potential for vents. A quick scope could change everything. A quick scope could and does change everything for this final round. It's only Cadian left. It's an awkward angle, but there's two of them, and only one of you. Makes it clear, fires the shot, drop will save him. How often have we said that? His frag into the low sight does facilitate five rounds heading into attack on Nuke. I don't need to spell it out for you, but Heroic are in touching distance of a grand final at IEM Rio 2022.
Cadian is one of the most recognizable faces, not only when it comes to Danish, but also global CSGO. Known not only for leading Heroic, but also for how he celebrates his team's successes. But leading and celebrating aren't the only things he's renowned for. He's also a very efficient player. Let's travel back to IEM Gamescom 2015 and the match between Renegades and Cadian's SK Gaming. He needed just 2 bullets to stop 4 advancing enemies.
Flashes are coming into B. They've gone with a bit more tempo. Oh, double shot! Takes down Yaman Sponge. He was missing earlier, but I suppose he makes up for it. Taking 2 with 1 bullet there. There's Cadian again! Oh my god! 2 bullets, 4 people for Cadian. Pretty fantastic stuff. And we said Cadian needs some confidence back, and well, if you if you need confidence, I don't think it gets much better than that.
We have the best that Denmark has to offer up against South America's finest. It's grand final on the line, and it's the final map in which to decide. Heroic, an incredible lead. T-side, 10 rounds. They look like the better team. Rio, hand in hands as Furia find just 5 to work with heading into this T-side.
And we've asked this question once before, is 5 enough? And it was the other way around on ancient, but still the same conversation. This is going to be a whole lot of hard graft for the Brazilians to bring this one back into something respectable. Looks like a ramp rush. Oh, they've actually hit the brakes here. Globe and Squeaky into Tassus.
The crowd knows a pistol's important in a comeback. Art trying to lead. Straight down into this site, running over Tettas, flattens him completely off the Glock. Need another, Cadian's gone, Art farms 2, Yabi back with the same, and he's looking for more. The head is not done. Shush on to K Serato, Heroic are hitting shots. This was a 3v5, instantly level, and now they just hit everything. That's going to feel good. The Danes, with Yabi at the helm, lead to an 11th.
That's going to feel great. 5 out of 6 pistols. Remember that stat line as well. We're talking about these little details that not have been going in their favor, that they've been able to convert here. And this is great. Yeah, come into my domain. Run through that little corridor. I will pip you at the post. Tidy USB headshots there. Nothing more satisfying. And now Heroic know that they are in touching distance of this grand final.
They're not going to let it up. They're not going to let off the gas. Close to major territory they've never seen before. Cadian putting them all on the floor as Furia absent in round 2. There's a couple of Deagles. They will get the buyout into our third.
Might be speed run in this second half here. Those first 2 rounds, blink and you miss them, they were over extremely quick.
So to recap Heroic's major history, these boys, they've been a contender for time now.
Hey, you go back to Stockholm, post-COVID, the majors return. They fall in the semi-finals to G2. They return, they come back to Antwerp. They make it to the playoffs once more, but they get matched against NAVI and find themselves eliminated in the quarterfinals. Well, right here, right now, that extra hurdle, that extra step is about to be taken. Is it enough? Well, we'll have to find out tomorrow. We have to find out if we can get there right here, right now. There's so much when we talk about Furia. They lack the smoke walls. They're such a lobby-dependent team. You can see them now stranded in yard in the open, looking for these fights and running into them. Oh, Art, he's not ready for it at all. These plays, that's another opening death. Throw that one on the tally. That stat line is going to sting.
It's truly alarming to see how many of those duels have not gone his way in these last 2 maps. And Heroic so well drilled. Every step they take, calculated. This is aggression. Calculated aggression towards that lobby. And Save's got the bomb on his back. He can't pass through that 4-man setup. It'd be crazy to try.
Oh!
Unless Drop comes from behind. He gets them. Safe as well. Completely rumbles for the defense. Another for Safe. Double from him. Down with 1 back, and it would be quite the clutch. How did Drop get under their skin like that?
They're going to take their time to get the bomb back here. They think he might still be in radio. So Stown, heads-up play is playing ahead of Furia here. He's already rerouted back towards the heaven position. He's up the ladder and behind them. And into the top they walk.
Oh my
Stown
God.
is going to clutch this one out.
There's no way. Just breaking all of their heart. The ace clutch from Stown.
Oh!
That is superb. The superstar goes supernova. Just when they were running out of hope, Drop tried, Stown succeeds.
And he's just carried the corpse here into the arena. This is a funeral for Furia. How do you come back from this? How do you come back from this? Your support means nothing right here, right now. And Cadian thanking the man above, looking down. Should be thanking Stown. That's where he sent this side of Furia and into the blender once more.
Heroic will not give you anything. You have to take it by force. Yuri has done so with a weapon. A single glimmer of light, as is Art's position. He's down and already up towards the ramp. Tessus is not aware, or at least not addressing it. Hard fight on the Mag 10, lets it slip. Art flustered, fumbled. Tessus dealing with multiple adversaries all over the map. It doesn't matter, you cannot touch him. As he's gotten 2 of the 3 required. Now Yuri's got him on the left jiggle. But how do they make a round out of this? Stown has had all the time in the world to think about his position. Heroic burrow in deep. And this denial seems like a matter of time. Drop with the bomb. Holding the cross, a hard clear. Does he go for the deny? He should have it. A free frag, beautiful, graceful, out of Stown, and that's only Yuri to try and get that bomb down and win a round to give them hope. It's all gone. 14 for Heroic. As Heroic simultaneously silence Rio de Janeiro. Now that's their second timeout. Furia.
Only their second timeout.
Yeah, it's weird to say, isn't it?
Only their second timeout, and the scoreline reads 14-5. You're going to have to question, where were these earlier before the game got away from them? We were questioning the types of buy decisions that were being made out of Furia, especially art, the way that that now translates into the opening death department. I can't keep drilling this one home. It's glaring, it's sticking out like a sore thumb. And in a game like this, where you had the opportunity to try and bring things back on Ancient, you went down kicking and screaming. You did not give Heroic that map, but right now, this is a gift. We had a stomp on map number 1. That was Heroic's pick. Furia pants them now. We find ourselves on map number 3, and Heroic giving them a taste of their own medicine.
They just do not care about how many people are here to watch you succeed. They've got their own mission, and a grand final is where that mission will reach its conclusion. Serato trying his luck. On the door spray, they are coming to Tesses, who once again gets his fragger safely. The ramp hold given up now. Shush with the aggression. Serato unprepared, and Furia are just getting toyed with at this point. Hope waning. Options minimal. Yabi good on the headshot. Maybe a second as well. Never mind the 10 HP he's left with, because he's tucked in tight. Yuri can't take that fight. He will now. Doors are open. Heroic are coming and just charging into him. Like a rabid dog, they just want to get to the finish line. It's so close, and 10 opportunities.
It's sinking in for the fans. It's really sinking in for the fans right now. It's hopeless. None of it left. The energy amounts for nothing here. And I think that maybe in classic Heroic fashion, they might go for something a little bit naughty. Give them an uppercut here. Throw something outside the box. I know people might argue it could give them a chance back in, and they could play the standard game and just shut the doors regardless. But that wouldn't be Heroic. So let's see. A timeout call from Furia. Potentially their last. They have one more, but they have to hold on. They need to convert a round, or this magical run is going to lose exactly that. The cauldron designed to consume their opponents, bubbling over against them.
10 rounds required of Furia on the T side of Nuke. Heroic showing no signs of slowing. Going through the motions. Cadian's call for the setup established. And Serato has felled the first. On the defense, forces Tessus into a more passive approach. Smoke onto door. Into the ramp. Tessus has given it up. Tessus has lost his life with drop on the helm with the AK. Now into Cadian. He's a bit of an element of surprise on this position. They will smoke door, but are they ready? Oh, yes, they are, the nade. But they don't look at it as he does chip away. One of Furia, separated from the pack. Cadian! Cadian finds 3 as he breaks their all hearts of the arena and the team in one spray of the M4. It's only 2 now, and it's the Fangs that are being snuck upon from behind, down onto Yuri. And Serato resides himself to a slow crawl at the top.
That says it all. It says it all. The hand off the mouse, the touch of the head, the understanding of the situation. It's sunk in now. There's no way out. This one's done.
Cadian throws the knockout blow.
Only fitting.
Only fitting. As Serato will try as hard as he can to extend play. Cadian hasn't moved a muscle. A triple from the in-game leader for that grand final that has eluded him for his entire career. He'll take it by force. Heroic are off to the grand finals of IEM Rio 2022.
Furia's fairy tale falters here.